Happy holidays, Christmas in less than a week, and a 20% off sale at DIYDetail.com. Hello, Ivan.
Hi, Nick. How are you today?
You know what? I realize that the holidays can be a stressful time. Do you think
Yeah.
stress is a thing we can just all acknowledge that everyone's kind of going through that right now?
Yeah, stress definitely is a thing. For the holidays, I got rid of that many, many years ago. We don't give gifts to our kids. We don't give gifts to anyone. All we do is participate together as a family. So that's made it a lot simpler, a lot easier. There isn't the mad rush at the stores. Drove by a store earlier this morning it's a Friday morning at 9 o'clock. There shouldn't be many people. The parking lot was full. So yeah,
Yeah.
not my idea of fun.
No, I think it's just that time of year where if you try to act like Christmas isn't on everyone's minds, and we're
Yeah.
not taking one, religious or cultural pathway. It's just Christmas is Christmas. We all get it,
Yeah,
right? It's just the big, elephant in the room. It affects everything. From
exactly.
how I feel as a dad to my consumer behavior. And reality is it's cold out, but we're a
Yeah.
detailing channel. I detailed at the Coin Op Car Wash last night, Ivan. That's coming up on Sunday's Nick at Night podcast. But the truth is, detailing is not dead in the bleak
No.
midwinter. And we're here to celebrate it and to say thank you to everybody out there for just an amazing 2025.
Right. 2025 has been a great year for us so far. There's still a little few days left. And in those few days, we'd like to say thank you by giving you 20% off the store-wide. There's only one caveat to that. You only get one chance. So make your order worthwhile in the sense that you can't go and say, "Oh, I forgot this or I forgot that." One thing that I know a lot of people have been waiting for, the compound should be in on Monday. It's actually physically in the warehouse. It just hasn't been counted yet, so they don't update the stock levels. But that should be done. The other thing, all the coatings are back in stock. So the coatings are back in stock, fully stocked on coatings. So have fun with that. We have some of our towels that are back, and we'll have more towels coming in the next couple weeks. Those that are asking, I can probably I don't know if it's been listed yet, but the brush will not be till late January, early February, and some of the towels will also be late January, early February. And stay tuned. We're going to give you a scoop on a new product coming up in 2026.
Yeah, we were really hoping that the compound would be available for today's live stream, but yes, very soon it'll be back in stock. People are loving this, especially pros who really dig into paint and compound paint for a living. That's what they do. It's what their customers expect. Body shops, they've been really like, oh my gosh, you guys are called DIY Detail, but this is a pro level compound. Do you want to talk about the compound? I know it's not in stock right now. It will
Yeah,
be very soon again, but like it has kind of, I think, pleasantly surprised a lot of people.
yeah. And yesterday I did a headlight restoration on my truck. I stopped sanding at 600 grit and corrected from there. So
So
the
that's
compound,
significant because normally you'd have to sand more, right? Because the lower the number, the more aggressive it is. Usually you have to, I don't know, feather it out to like what 1,000, 1,500 before you can compound.
yeah, usually I go to 1500 or 2000. By the way, did you see the note from Mike saying
Oh,
turn your mic up?
okay, I can
You're
do that.
you're a little low, or
Okay,
turn
got it.
mine down, one of the two. But yeah, other than that, no, it's been, the compound has had a great reception. Unfortunately, we sold out. We didn't think we would, but it happens. That being said, there's more on the way, lots more. So it will be, it should have been back today. Unfortunately, the warehouse didn't get to it. So it'll be on Monday. They prioritize getting orders out, not getting orders in. So,
Okay, I just upped my mic level. Hopefully that helps, Mike and Jorge also talking about my microphone level. So the compound's a big hit. The perfectly safe brush, a gigantic smash hit, and that's why it's not back until February. But there was a time when we had a sale and our 3-year coatings were out of stock, and a lot of people were asking us. So yes, our
yeah,
3-year coatings are back in stock. That's a big headline for folks. You can get them for
yeah,
20% off. You can use that code thanks at checkout. And we're here not just to talk about ourselves, but also to answer people's questions. So I don't know if there's any other housekeeping items before we jump into the Q&A, Ivan.
I think we'll go with the Q&A now. In the background, we have our good friend Sam. You know him as Sasquatch, or Sam Squatch, sorry. But he's there. He's helping out. He's the one that's moderating the chat. That way, Nick and I can focus on your questions. If you have
Although
questions,
I did just poach Sam by 20% off polishers too. Yes, absolutely.
yes, Ryan. Yeah.
So yes,
Uh,
polishers, anything on the website, 20% off?
anything except for coupons or what do you
Gift
call them?
cards.
Gift cards. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, so Sam is there helping us out to make his life easier. When you have a technical question, instead of saying hi to this person, hi to that person, uh, please start with QQQ. That way, it's a visual cue for him to find it and organize them. So with that, and Mike also put it up there. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. So, anyways, do we have any questions?
Rose Margin, who is a frequent commenter,
Yeah.
when do we get a wheel acid?
We don't. Uh, there's Rag and Rock from Detail Co. that does a good job. Acids are a little passe as far as I'm concerned. Now, there are instances where they're needed, but there's a lot of other ones out there, and there's nothing new we can bring to an acid. Our goal when we bring out a product is to have a product that actually brings something different to the industry. An example, we were working on a microfiber wash solution. When we tried the Detail Co Renaissance, we stopped the R&D on it because we knew we couldn't improve on that. So from there, if we're not improving on something, if we're not making it better, we don't bring it up.
And I hope this audio is improved on my end, guys. If it's not, just go ahead and shout at me. Mr. Pinger says, any word on DA referring to the cord-free dual-action polisher that's been out of stock, because it is an amazing tool, and Ivan, and so many people love it.
Yeah, it will be back late January, early February. So in January, we have late January, we have the brush coming back. We'll have the polishers. So a lot of things being restocked.
And we're also hinting at our new product that's coming soon, Ivan. When are we going to announce that in this live stream?
Well, we'll give it a few more minutes. So international, yeah. Actually, our distributor in EU, DIYdetailing.eu, has just received Envy, the brush. Same thing in the UK. They've got it now, so they're going through with that. I think they also have the compound. Yeah, Ivan also posted about the compound, so he's got the compound. So yeah, we're working on that. Now
I've put my volume up as high as I can go, and I'm literally kissing the microphone. I hope this works. Continue on, Ivan.
Yeah, the sale, I saw it go by. Yes, it's USA only. So just keep that in mind.
Now, JC3410 says, is Envy's ceramic detail spray a good or perfect drying aid topper after my first contact wash on my 5.3 stack?
It's great. Having a drying aid is great. Having a topper, not necessary, but Envy is not going to dull down the characteristics of your coating. It's just going to make them better. Now, there's also C6 Mist that is a good candidate on a coating.
What is better in cold weather? Because I was actually doing a detail last night in about 30-degree weather, which is not what we recommend. But I was like, let me just see what I can do. And, it's like it takes a long time for the stuff to dry. I was doing a different product because it's for the House of Rags. And so, but what do we need to know about drying aids in the cold? And which ones are the best out of the DIY lineup?
Mist is the better drying aid in the cold. It disperses. Its whole goal in life is to be a drying aid and disperse water. It doesn't provide protection. Envy is there to provide protection. So on a 5.3 stack, definitely, the C6 Mist has that advantage.
If you don't have Mist, but let's say you have Envy, ceramic gloss, quick beads, you have ceramic gloss from the good old days. Yep. Which one would you recommend on a coated vehicle in the winter?
Oh, Mist.
But if you don't have Mist?
Oh, if you don't have Mist, Envy. Yeah.
Okay, so Envy still does. And what does it do to help in the cold versus just even rinseless wash?
Helps disperse the water. By dispersing the water, makes your towels better capable of picking it up. And at the same time, it's trying to repel the water off the surface.
All right, next question. So I got really curious about that one because I was in the elements last night, and I was like, man, I don't even know what's going on right now. I just know how to get it dry. Repeated passes with the drying blanket. All right, Felix, how do I say his name? Bouchard?
Felix Bouchard.
Felix Bouchard, detail. What would be the best product to remove salt underneath the car before an oil treatment?
Just basically, if you have one of those undercarriage foam cannons, use a bit of All Clean with some incredible suds. They'll do a great job. And salt rings on carpets, All Clean is great for that too.
All right. Hopefully that helps, Felix. Sika322 says, Did we find a new location for the DIY Detail Studios, currently housed in Omaha, Nebraska?
Not yet. Still looking for that perfect spot.
Chris Morgan 8117 says, "What's the better combo? C6 Mist than Envy or Quick Beads than Envy?"
Okay, if you're going for protection, definitely Quick Beads and Envy. If you're going for gloss, Mist, and followed by Envy. So you'll use the C6 as a rinse aid, not as a drying aid in that case, like we use Quick Beads, and then dry using Envy.
So clean wet paint, spray on mist, rinse it off, make sure the frothing's gone. Then use Envy as your drying aid with your towel.
Correct.
Cool. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ivan. On to the next question. Noah Frill is 2849 says, "Do you recommend using a steamer or is it a waste?" I love a steamer. If it were in the budget for me, I would get one right now. I miss having them. Ivan has a different take, and Ivan, take it away.
Steamer has its use, but it shouldn't be used everywhere. When people get a steamer, especially when they first get it, they overuse it and they do too much with it, creates moisture. So steamer has its place, but its place isn't as often as you think it is.
And if you're using a steamer, at least the way I've used it in the past, follow up with compressed air. Make sure whatever you're blowing all that moisture into, you're at least dispersing the water and hopefully leaving the surface dry again, because it's when you leave all that moisture behind in the car, Ivan, that you can really get in trouble, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next question. Tony Chavez says, "Any glass compounds coming soon?"
It's in the works. Probably don't expect it for at least a year, though.
Glass compounds. That's exciting. The Buckeyed Barbecue 5424 says, "Rinseless washing, is it best to go 128 to 1 with the heavy grime this winter, or 256 to 1 still good?" I think, Ivan, the more product, the better. That is the consumer. That is my take in everything. The more, the better.
Yeah. The more the better, except for rinseless wash. No, 256 to 1 is all you need. 128 to 1 is just you're wasting twice the amount of product.
We don't waste around here. We want you to spend the least amount of money and get the most amount of fun and results. Is there ever a time to go over 256 to 1, Ivan? Clay lube?
Nope. Not
mustache shampoo?
No, none of the above.
Okay. 256 to 1.
Speaking of our European distributor, he's here in the chat, Ivan K DIY Detailing EU. So if you have any questions for him, by all means. If you want to check on his inventory, he's here.
All right. Edgar J. Felice says, "Hi, Ivan, Nick. What's the sale?" 20% off. Joined late. Love the Ferrari behind Nick. Hope that it will be on a video soon. Also, will the free shipping at $99 and above go beyond the end of the year? These are great questions, Ivan.
The shipping will continue at $99. So, but the sale, 20% off, one time only, coupon code THANKS at checkout.
So just kind of make it count, right? Like, hey, it's payday. It's a week to Christmas. We know things are tight for everybody out there, but we don't run sales forever. I know it's felt like the Black Friday season, and in December, like there comes a time when the sales do stop, and you might be like, "I wish I would have got that DIY polisher. It was 20% off. Now I'm paying full price." Maybe it's February or whatever. You're getting the detailing. It's like there are good reasons to stock up when there are sales, Ivan.
Yep. No, 100%. And the other aspect of that is there's a few things that we're missing in our inventory right now, most notably the compound. That should be back this week. The sale goes till the end of the year. So December 31st at midnight, Central Standard Time.
Have you heard anyone say they don't like the new compound, Ivan?
Not yet.
Are you surprised by the reception?
Surprised by the sales, not by the reception. So we worked long enough on it to know that it works and it does a good job. I just didn't see the popularity of compound being that high.
Because you want to preserve clear coat.
Yeah, exactly.
Not rip it to shreds, right?
No.
People love ripping the compound. They want that perfect paint, Ivan. All right. On to the next question. AA Reptex Ricardo. Is there a reason to use the compound with anything other than the wool DA and rotary pad? If I'm going to use the compound, I would need to go with the most aggressive pad as well. That's a great question.
Correct. Yeah, if you're going to the compound, you might as well go all the way, use the aggressive pad, and then be done with it. Save your time, save your effort. If you're using a less aggressive pad, you're going to have to do more passes.
But there's that part of me that wants to encourage people. If you want to master this craft, Play with the compound on a test hood with every pad. Play with the
Yeah.
polish on a test hood with every pad. See what you can get out of the entire system. Play
Yep.
with it, right? Like, isn't there something to detailing where it's like fun to see all the different combos and
Oh,
try to be your
definitely.
own
Yeah.
chemist and just
Yep.
be like, maybe on the right soft paint I could use, this anyway. But
Yep.
most aggressive pad, the compound, that's what it's meant to do. All right, Timmy Hart 5679 says, when to use tree sap remover during the cleaning process? After wash, but pre-decon or after decon?
It's the last thing you should do because you may take care of that tree sap with all the other steps. So make it the last thing you do.
Right, if it doesn't come off with a towel, then are you going to pick at it with your fingernail or then are you going to use tree sap remover?
Then you're going to use tree sap remover.
The picking at it with a fingernail was kind of a joke, but I know that's tempting for folks out there. That could damage the clear coat. So then,
Yeah.
if the decon towel doesn't take it out, don't use extra pressure on the towel. Then try a little tree sap remover on wet paint and then just kind of let it dwell a little bit, and then a little agitation with the towel. Is that Ivan approved?
Yep. Correct.
And then do we rinse after using tree sap remover? Do we leave it on the
Yes.
panel? Like what needs to happen?
You can wipe it off with a towel. It's a solvent. It evaporates. But you can rinse as well. The ideal is, and also use a towel you're not going to use again because that tree sap is going to be dissolved into the towel.
10-4. Got it. All right, Timmy. Hopefully that helps you, good sir. Craig Wallace, 3602. What's up, Craig? I've heard the batteries for the cordless units have had issues. Can you talk about this at all?
I haven't heard of one person with an issue with the batteries, so no.
I haven't either.
No.
If someone has an issue with their polisher, like where do they start? What do they do?
They email us and we take care of it.
Yeah.
It's
Info
that
at
simple.
DIYdetail.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Thank you, Craig. And if you have any issues, just shoot us an email. Cosmos Rays says, UK here. We need polishers. Battery DA, please. Already just received Envy yesterday. How about really safe brush, please? Made available.
So that is up to the distributors, not up to us. We can't force them to buy products from us. But contact the distributors. I know the Brush and Envy are there. The polishers, they have the opportunity to order them whenever they'd like. So if enough of you ask them, they will eventually bring it in.
So is that my understanding that the cord-free polishers are not in the UK?
There were some, but they didn't order enough. We'll put it that way.
Yep. And we're sold out of them here, so we can't get it to them until we're back in stock either. Mad Beef says, my new tonneau cover leaves black streaks on sides of truck after a heavy fog or rain. Any suggestions on what to use to clean instead of a wax?
Is it a soft tonneau cover or a hard tonneau cover? But a wax doesn't clean. So you need to wash it first of all and then protect it. If it's a soft tonneau cover, use interior ceramic. If it is a hard tonneau cover, you can use Envy, you can use Quick Beads, you can use a ceramic coating.
Could you use
And
interior
the
ceramic
wax.
on a hard tonneau cover?
No.
Oh, I'm not. You're
painted tonneau cover.
a hard tonneau cover. Like you
Yeah.
knock on it and it's like plastic or like
Yeah, it's
hard.
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was thinking of a softer one. No, that makes a lot of sense. All right, hopefully that helps, Mad Meave. Will C6 Mist, Miangel 9058 says, will C6 Mist come out in gallon size?
Not in the plans.
Not in the plans. People love C6 Mist. It has like a loyal following among those who've really tried it.
Yeah.
Is that still Sylvie's favorite product? Or is she
one
on
of
to
them,
Envy?
yeah. No, she's it goes between the both.
Yeah, me too. I love Envy. It's so amazing. B Riley 337 says, when can us plebs buy Diamond Gloss?
Stay tuned.
Oh, did you hear that? What does that mean, Ivan?
So in late January, early February, we're revamping our coating offerings for C6 and DIY. So things are going to change dramatically.
We've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes on this. It's exciting. And that kind of might segue us to, I don't know, 20 minutes into the live stream, me offering up this one more time, Ivan. Do you want to tease to our new product?
Yeah. Well, let's keep them going a little bit. Let's answer some more questions first.
Okay. Don't forget, 20% off site-wide. Use the code THANKS. It's good through the end of the year, but you can only use it once. So make that order count, folks. Make it count. All right, on to the next question. Thank you, Sam. Andrew WX Anthis 8610 says, when using the perfectly safe brush with Rinseless, what level of dripping should the brush be?
Pull it out, give it a shake, start washing.
Sopping is too wet?
Yeah,
But
it's
barely on the verge of
you,
dripping is too dry.
correct. Yeah, the brush needs a bit more humidity.
So give it like a little dog shake and then like a dog
Yep,
after the bath, and then you're good to go. All right. Hopefully
above
that
the
helps.
above the bucket, so you're not wasting product.
Right. We don't waste around here. We don't want to make a mess or waste. Becca says, is the new product green? Hey, Becca.
No, it isn't.
Why did that make you chuckle, Evan?
Oh, because of envy. So
All right.
Becca was one of the big supporters there.
Okay. Biblioventuring 2596 says, speaking of salt, what about salt on Tux mats like WeatherTech? Just rinseless? All clean? Thank you.
Start with rinseless. That should take care of it. If it doesn't, and you have a really heavy accumulation, then all clean.
Okay. Yeah, always starting with rinseless. I think is an amazing way to go about your detailing adventures.
Yep.
Thank you, Biblioventuring. And on to the next question. M3 Finish says, what's up, guys? I need advice on getting a first location for detailing. Also, that compound is a banger.
So first location. Ask real estate agents. You might have real estate agents amongst your customers. See what's available. Not every place for rent is listed, has a sign for rent outside. So check with a real estate agent.
And maybe this is just my experience, but I joined the weekly group. What was it called again? What did I join? I'm
BNI.
blanking on. Oh yeah, BNI. And there was a guy in there who was an HVAC guy, and he's the one who told me about a location coming up. So you never know when you actually tell people that you're looking for a location, when someone will kind of send that back into the universe. So the more you talk about it with whomever your network is, and you never know who might know, because an HVAC guy doesn't own real estate. So just anyway, BNI, an investment in time and money, but I found it to have a big ROI. So hopefully that helps. M3 Finish. And thank you, Ivan, for remembering that for me. Brendan Harlow, 5878, says, what about for crevices, etc., to remove chemicals faster or easier than trying to get it all with microfibers?
Compressed air. This was the person asking about a steamer before.
Yeah.
So yeah. Compress. If you have money to invest in a compressor way before a steamer.
Do you recommend just the blowgun, just the tip, or do you recommend the Tornador or the Vortex?
I like just a straight tip myself.
Just the straight tip. So start with the nice compressor, straight tip. You got to get the hose and see where that will take you. It will take you a long ways. So you can get a lot of crevices with that. Hopefully that helps you, Brendan. Always remember there's someone out there who is just getting started, and we've all been there. Bill Kurt says, any chance Iconic Rinseless comes back?
No, that one's gone.
R.I.P.
We kept the sponge, though.
23 do. Is rinseless enough to take care of salt this winter, or do you ever need anything else? Are you talking about the outside or inside, I guess is kind of the question.
Yeah, you rarely need anything else. I'm going to be washing my truck that I bought it in June, and I haven't washed it yet. I've been driving on the salty road, so it's white on the sides right now of salt. I'll be doing, once my back gets a little better, a wash on it, and I'll record it for people. But yeah, it's just got a layer of salt on it. Rinseless is all I'm going to use.
How are you How is the back, Ivan?
Not the greatest.
Can you walk?
Oh yeah, but just mobility is reduced at the moment. We'll put it that way.
Well, there was a moment not so long ago when you couldn't walk, so
yeah.
Progress. 171 people watching. This is amazing. 20% off on DIYdetail.com. It's our thank you for just a great year, and just it's a one-time code, so you can use it one time, but you can get 20% off our polishers, NV ceramic sealant. All of our ceramic coatings are back in stock. The compound should be back Monday, folks. We are so excited to bring that back. A lot of pros I've spoken with loving it so far. On to the next question, which I sort of rambled on there. I appreciate that, Sam. Craig Wallace, 3602, again, if you have a coated car, wanted to add envy with a palm sander and a red pad, will this affect the coating because of the abrasion?
No, you're not going to affect the coating dramatically. Now, if you spend half an hour on a pad polishing and going over it 5 and 6 times, yeah, you might damage the coating. But when we're applying envy, it's literally a spray on the pad and just quickly go over the panel. You're not trying to work it in. So
could you just, I know normally we say palm sander with the jeweling pad to apply app. Could you just use our regular DA polisher to apply envy?
Too high of a stroke you can use it to apply envy, but not if you're trying to protect a coating underneath it.
So it's just better to be safe.
Yeah.
Use a palm sander. That's how you know you're not abrading or removing. You're just lightly applying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Craig. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Good sir. Timothy Haraway says, when will the leveling towels and the 400 freeboard come back? We know you want these, folks. We're sorry they've been out of stock so long.
They're on the water as we
Yeah.
speak, but our friends at the House of Rags, their towels came in this week. So you can check with them for those because their level 1 towel and their Freebird 400 is the same as ours, just different colors.
They're such good towels. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Timothy. Appreciate you, sir. And on to the next question here on this wonderful Friday afternoon. Boys Lads 3727 says, I've watched your videos on winter car care. I have Kakshami Green Star APC as well as their active foam. It's a pH 9 pre-wash shampoo. Which is better to use before entering the self-serve bays?
I would just stick with the foam. You don't really people overuse pH in this industry every day. So you don't need a sledgehammer when a little tacking hammer will do the job.
Like before I've gone into the self-serve bays, I've just put Rinseless on. I mean, you just need something to really start breaking it down, and then the pressure washer will take care of most of the rest. And you put your product back on again, the foam rinse foam or chemical rinse chemical in self-serve. Rinseless, I think, is better than both of those. Just because it's easy. You don't have to do that final rinse, and you don't want to be rinsing a ton in the winter, right? It's just it's cold. It's cold. Hopefully that was helpful, boys, lads. 3727. Pinger says, are the polishers compatible with other batteries? Makita.
Yeah, Makita batteries, and you can buy adapters to put them, to use DeWalt, Milwaukee, Bosch, etc. batteries. They're available on Amazon. So whatever battery you have, you probably find an adapter for.
Is there an adapter that works best, or is there a other kind of platform battery with an adapter that works the best if you don't have Makita?
No, they all work the same. I've tried them all. Every adapter I can get my hands on, they work. So.
And when Ivan says that, he's ordered them all off Amazon and played with them, and that's how Ivan does. All right, Pinger. Hopefully that helps you, sir. Cosmos Rays, soft top, convertible tops, Audi, TT Roadster. What's the best deep clean wash and protection steps, please?
So we've got a couple really good videos on the channel on that, but I'll go over it very briefly. Stephanie, thank you very much. But is there some way to turn off the capacity of people sending us money?
I didn't know we still did super chats. We really appreciate it, but no need to.
YouTube keeps turning it back on because they get 50% of a super chat, so they like us having super chats.
The only reason I would say I like super chats is because it puts someone at the top of the queue. Like if you give us a super chat, I think your question should go immediately to the top of the queue. That's the only thing I'll say.
Right. But that being said, we're here to answer everyone's question. So a convertible top, rinseless wash, brush it in, rinse it off, let it dry, add interior ceramic to it, 2 coats, 30 minutes apart, and enjoy.
Just because I want to honor Stephanie, who doesn't need to do this but did. I think super chats should go to the top of the queue. I think that's good internet practicing. So go ahead and answer this question, Ivan. I kind of want to pull up that soft top video on YouTube and just see if I can't show a little bit of what you were talking about.
Well, the advantage of a glass coating over Rain-X, etc. like that is durability, and also the speed at which the water starts sheeting off. Rain-X, having used it in the past, and there's all sorts of different ones out there. Glass sealants work. They do a good job. They just don't last as long as a coating. But again, there's no wrong answer here.
Boy, I was trying to pull that other video up. Sam, I guess you could bring us to the next question. But hold on. I do want to add this to the stage. I don't know if this is going to work or not. But this was you and John, and we were talking about soft top convertible cleaning. Do you want to go over a little bit again, kind of how that all works, and I can maybe find a couple of highlights?
Well, yeah, it's very simple. You wash with rinseless. You let it dry. You apply the interior ceramic. It's not difficult.
And we use a brush in this video to apply interior ceramic. Is that best practices? So you wash with the legacy sponge. So wash with rinseless.
Yeah, or the brush, your choice. Let it dry. Once it's dry, you apply the interior ceramic. You spread it with a brush, and then let it dry half an hour. Put a second coat on, and you're good.
Just like that. So you just and you can use the brush of your choice. So you're using this kind of.
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting a little too...
Nick, if you can, since you found the video, put a link in the chat.
All right. Can do. I'll remove that for the meantime, and
Yeah.
we can get on the next question. And my little ADD brain can put the link in the chat. All right, Kevin Manning 515 says, "Hi guys, wife got me a 7-year professional coating. What should I do to clean? And do I still need decontamination?"
Yeah, you need to decontaminate when needed, not every week, not every month, but when you feel the need, and clean it just like before. There's no difference. The only thing you'll find is that the coating is easier to clean.
Love it, love it. Because yeah, there's a lot of people who they don't have all the expertise. They haven't spent 10,000 hours, detailing, and they're just want to know what's best practices here.
Yeah.
I had a friend who got front end PPF, and he didn't have a ceramic coating on it. And I was like, well, have you thought about a ceramic coating? And we kind of entered that conversation. I was like, oh, it's kind of fun to talk to someone who really doesn't know that much about this world. And why would you ceramic coat over PPF, by the way, Ivan?
To protect the PPF, to make the PPF last longer, to make it easier to clean.
All right. If you're just joining us, 20% off. It's our thank you to you. A 20% off, one-time code. Use promo code THANKS at checkout. You can get polishers. You can get our ceramic coatings, Envy Ceramic Detail Spray in the gallon or 16 ounce. Big sale for us to kind of cap off the year as we reflect on. I mean, how would you describe 2025 for DIY Detail, Ivan?
A whirlwind. We introduced a lot of new products. We introduced, revised or type 2s and type 3s of some products. And the reception that we got from all of you out there is just phenomenal, spectacular. Our YouTube channel has grown immensely. All of these things add up to, give us the impression of success. And as long as you're happy as our customers, that is our real success. So
I've loved
numbers
seeing
are numbers, but
yeah,
the satisfaction is there.
I've loved seeing people loving Envy and our compound, right? A couple of our new release, because we work really hard on the back end to make awesome products, and when people love them, it makes me feel good. Because there's just like a lot of products out there, and you don't know which ones to use, which brands to trust, and anyway, if you know Ivan's heart and our intention, it's like we are here to educate. Like that is the spirit of this channel. And this company is educating on how to detail successfully and have fun. All right, on to the next question. And thank you to everybody for a great year so far. Should I remove Hydro, Mike Kaufman asks, for revamped coatings? Also, like the latest and greatest, LOL.
You don't need to. Your Hydro is, as long as it's still performing well and doing everything you need it to do, you won't see that big of a difference in the new coatings. You will see a bit, but not enough to make it worthwhile. And Mike takes care of his cars very well, so his cars will bead, sheet, do everything they need to do for decades. Never mind, the lifetime of the coating isn't an option for him. He's going to he'll make any coating outlive its stated timeline. So.
You know what also helps a coating perform well is having a garage. That's all I'm saying. I've never had a garage before, Ivan. I mean, I washed a car 3 weeks ago, and I never take it out in inclement weather, and it's still the Jeep, the white paint.
Yeah.
It looks like it's freshly clean. Garages are amazing, but I know not everyone has one. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying they're pretty amazing. So hopefully you're enjoying your garage, everybody, if you've got one. All right, BH2540. I tried Vaseline on trim to remove paint. No luck. Is Tech Choice a good option?
So it may damage the trim. You do a test before trying that. And the Vaseline, you have to let it sit for like 24, 48 hours. It's not something that you put on and rinse off immediately.
Patience is important in detailing, Ivan. Sometimes patience is a tough pill to swallow for us because we want those instant results. All right, on to the next question, please. Anthony8663 says, tree sap remover. Is there any risk that this will dull or whiten black plastic? Wheel arch liners? I've had this issue with another brand solvent-based tar and adhesive remover.
Yes, there's always a risk. So do a test, especially if it's oxidized. If it's starting to oxidize, then the risk is higher.
When you get all this paint and wheel arches from driving over something, on the road where they had construction, maybe you remove it from the actual paint or the lowers, but the wheel arches are just trashed. Like, what is it? Is it worth it to just replace the wheel arches? Is that expensive, Ivan?
They're inexpensive and they're easy to replace. It's a lot cheaper and a lot easier to replace them than it is to clean them.
Yeah, as a detailer, you may want to deliver those exceptional results, and 3 hours later, you've done one wheel arch, and it's like, oh my gosh, what is my time worth here? So having that information might help someone out there when talking to a customer. How do they get those wheel arches? Like the internet, a local body part? Like, how would you even know where to start?
Go to the dealership.
Okay, go to the dealership. Got it. All right. Ivan K, DIY Detailing EU says, how does temperature affect gold standard compound?
The same as it affects any other detailing product. Too cold is too cold. So try to keep it above 5 degrees Celsius.
And Fahrenheit?
50.
50. So anything below 50, you're in the
40,
Ivan.
sorry. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So over 40, the products are going to work. Over 50, everything's going to just
Be happier.
be happier.
And,
Yep.
And 70 is perfect. So, yeah.
70 is perfect. All right. All right. Jun G Lim 7775 says, is polishing necessary before applying trim, restore, and protect?
If it's very oxidized, it will allow the trim, restore, and protect to last longer and do a better job.
So if you can do it, or only if it's oxidized?
If you can, go for it. It's going to help. Yeah.
All right.
Not necessary, but better.
Live Q&A continues. Why don't we tell them about our new product, let's say around 4 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, that's good.
Keep them waiting a little bit longer, but new product announcement in the next 24 minutes or so. In the meantime, 20% off site-wide on DIYDetail.com. That's our just thank you to you. Use promo code THANKS. You can get 20% off the polishers, off anything on the website, Ivan.
Yeah, and all our coatings are in stock, so definitely, stock up with the coatings.
All right. What's your favorite coating?
For me, it's hard to say. I have C6 Hydro on one car, I have a stack on another, and I've got the Diamond on another vehicle. So, and I've got a prototype coating on another vehicle. And I'd say the prototype coating that is in the works, that's a definite game changer in terms of how it's applied and how it reacts.
And Ivan hates the term game changer, so for him to say that means he's really excited.
There's something there, yeah.
All right. On to the next question on this live Q&A. Is it possible for new car paint to be hydrophobic?
Of course. Clean paint is naturally hydrophobic.
Why is that?
It's just how paint is. It's the paint fresh from a paint booth. If you ever go into a body shop, throw water at a car that's just rolling out of the paint booth, be prepared to run. They might not like you for doing that, but you'll see just how hydrophobic it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, Rach. J Palma 2135 says, apart from daily washes and C6 mist, is there a need to apply Envy or ceramic gloss as a sacrificial layer?
Not really a need, especially if the car is coated. Now, if the car is not coated, yeah, you'll want to apply something with protection. If it's not coated, or if it is coated, C6 Mist is a great drying aid and doesn't change the characteristics of your coating.
All right. And on to the next question here. 20% off on DIYDetail.com. Little promo code. Thanks to get you that savings, everybody. Antonio Tayun says, is the new product for exterior or interior?
Exterior.
There's a lot of products in the works, but this is the one that we're pretty close to now. Boys Lads 3727. APC or higher pH pre-wash before going into the self-serve bay?
Not necessary. Rinseless will do a great job. If you want to use all clean, you can, but it's not a necessity. Cleaning power over pH they're two completely different things.
Do you think pH is an overrated sort of like term to throw around these days, or is it still relevant?
It's relevant, but not as relevant as many people make it to be. So
we try to oversimplify, don't we, by using the term pH as if we're the true chemists.
Yeah, and I've said this before. If you take a wheel acid and you take Coca-Cola, they have the same pH. There's a big difference on how they work. It's not the pH that does the job, it's the chemistry that does the job.
Yeah, that makes sense. Julian says, is the interior ceramic supposed to be clear or milky white? Mine is milky white and not sure if it works.
Yeah, it's supposed to, if it's milky white, that means you have the type 2. The original one was clear. We changed, about 18 months ago? Maybe a little longer than that. So yes, the milky white. And no, it's not there for hydrophobics. So if you're looking for exceptional hydrophobics, that's not what it does. It makes your interior easy to clean.
That's
It
the whole
prevents
goal.
staining. Yeah.
I mean, hydrophobics are so sexy, Ivan. How do you make people care about easy to clean?
Well, on your interior, you shouldn't be putting enough liquid in there to see hydrophobics.
Yeah. And truly, on an interior, you know things are going to happen, right? So you're just trying
Yeah.
to hedge against what if that big whoopsie happens, or what if I spill something, or
Yeah.
the kids get in the car and they do the thing you told them not to do. You just want things to clean up easy because nothing's ever going to require like zero cleaning. Like
No,
cars
exactly.
need to get cleaned.
Yep.
Life needs maintenance, right? We just got to keep up on our stuff, and when it's easier to clean, I think that's the secret sauce for fun and success. That's why I love coatings. They just make the car so easy to clean on the exterior as well.
Yeah.
When do we get to see that Fiat up close? Says Brianna Collette
You should
or
see
Brian.
yeah, you should see a video showing up in February or so. There's a new product on it that we don't have yet, so we're not going to tease you with that product until we have it in stock.
What year's the Fiat?
It's a 1985.
And you drove it across the continent in a blizzard to get it
Yeah,
home?
yeah.
Sounds like an Ivan thing to do. Was it pretty sketchy?
No, it's great.
Okay. Pop Pop's Detail Shop says, how often should the rinseless wash solution and the pad washer be changed? After every use? I'm thinking about mine hasn't been changed in weeks and is probably getting rancid. So I
Yeah,
haven't taken it
no.
away.
Basically, your pad washer doesn't recycle the fluid, so just work through the fluid. If you intend on keeping it in there a long time, use distilled water, and then you'll be fine.
Right, because anything that doesn't have exposure to the air or is not getting deposits from the car back into the rinseless bucket
Yeah,
is fine. But again, when we say you want to store an IK, you want to store rinseless in a bucket, like as long as it has a lid on it, we just suggest distilled water in your dilution.
yeah.
That all makes sense. Thank you, Pop Pop. Where's Pop Pop based out of? Do you know, Ivan?
I don't know.
Let us know in the comments. Just wanted to share that I did a test on a 1 year opened bottle of C6 Hydro 6 months ago. It's still working great.
Good. Yeah, coatings, we say 3 months after the bottle's been opened. 3 months is a date that we can say, yes, it's still going to work perfectly fine. After that, performance starts to degrade, and that performance is longevity. So instead of getting 10 years out of the coating, you might only get 5.
Yeah. It's hard, you have this liquid and you can't really see it go on. And how do you know is this going to be a 5 year longevity or a 3 year? Like, I don't know. What do you say to people who are like, I don't know that I can believe any of the claims from ceramic coating manufacturers, like the skeptics out there, because you see them online.
Coatings have been around for 30 years. If they weren't living up to their claims, people wouldn't keep buying them.
That is a darn good point. All right. What do you use for touch ups and bird crap? That's a Robert Evans question.
So, bird crap, basically, if you let it sit on there too long and it's etched, you're going to need touch-up paint. That's it. And if you get them off soon enough, you may have etching. And we talked briefly about patience a little while ago. That is one area where if you get a bird dropping on the car, you wipe it off, it looks like you have etching. Don't reach for the compound and the sandpaper and all that. Let it sit in the sun for a few days first, and then you'll see what happens. Many, many times it disappears by itself.
You're not introducing greater danger by not taking care of it for a few days and it's going to like
No,
etch more.
no, if you've taken what's caused the etching away, in other words, you've taken the bird dropping away, you just have your paint left behind. Paint is basically self-healing. It's a plastic. It's going to reflow. It's going to try to reflow itself. It's going to try
Would,
to level itself.
would you try to use water spot remover in case you're like, I don't know if there's some weird
No,
minerals on there? No, no. So how do we do this? How do we officially remove the bird crap the Ivan LaCroix way and then let it sit in the sun for a couple days?
either waterless or rinseless wash, wipe it off, or just wash the whole car while you're there, and then let it live for a week.
Okay, and then assess from there.
Yep.
Cool. Love it. Flint's SRT 8. What towel should I use to apply Envy ceramic detail spray?
The one you prefer. There's no right answer here. I like the Pearl Weave, the level 1. Nick likes Nick's favorite glass towel. You can use a plush towel. it really doesn't matter. Find one that is convenient.
Find one that's convenient, you said?
Yeah, find what. Sorry, my alarm went off because it's time for our premiere. But forgot to turn that off. The find a towel that you like. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer here.
Do you like Envy as a drying aid? Do you like drying the car first and then spraying it on? Do you like putting it on the jeweling pad on a palm sander? How do you like to apply Envy ceramic detail spray?
All of the above. But my two most used are drying aid and with the palm sander.
You just can't beat the drying aid for like efficiency, right? You've had the car washed, it's still wet. You know, you don't have to worry about drying it first. You dry,
Yeah,
you spray it on, and you dry at the same time. So you're protecting and drying. I know it's common knowledge to most people who wash their cars for fun or for a living, but if you've never done it before, it's like, wait, I don't have to wax my car and I can protect it. I
yeah,
think we maybe take for granted how awesome that is,
it
as
is.
we often do with many things. All right, on to the next question, please. Tony Chavez says, quick difference breakdown between waterless and rinseless wash.
Waterless, use a dry wash media. Rinseless, use a wet wash media.
So efficient in your answer, economical,
And
breviloquent.
we have a video explaining that as well. It's one of our older videos. It's maybe 2.5 years old now, but look up rinseless versus waterless, and you'll find it.
Yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie. Chris Morgan says, just curious, what level of protection does Envy provide compared to a flow-blown ceramic coating? Half the protection, third of the protection? Just curious.
Depends what you're considering protection. So if you're looking for beading, sheeting, and all that, it's very close to a coating. If you're looking for chemical resistance, that's where it drops off, and nothing like that will be as good as a coating. So
That's true. I just want that coating as my foundation, and
yeah,
then I want to use toppers as I wash, and I feel so good about
yeah,
my paint. Hopefully that's helpful to you, Chris Morgan. EJB D6Y says, you said you can use the DIY Detail batteries for the Protemex polisher, but does it work vice versa?
yeah. The batteries that it comes with work on the DIY polisher. You're not going to get a long time because they're very cheap batteries, and they're only like 1.5 amp hours or something like that, but they will work.
Do they compromise performance at all? Like, can you crank it up to a high speed and have it still work well? Is it just a short
Yeah,
amount of time?
it's just not going to work for long.
Got it. Got it. All right. Good question. Hopefully a satisfactory answer. Bill Kurtz says, banged the hinge on my Wrangler pretty hard with the perfectly safe brush. I was going too fast, not paying attention. It left a black skid mark on the hinge. I've been
Yep.
having trouble removing it. Suggestions.
So just take a bit of polish on a microfiber towel and wipe it away. Or you can use a solvent as well. The plastic on the Perfectly Safe brush is softer than your paint. That's why it left a residue on your paint as opposed to chipping the paint away. So it's not going to scratch your paint. Either a bit of solvent or a bit of polish will take the plastic away.
Bill, if you could, maybe shoot a video of yourself doing it. Maybe put your phone on if you don't have a tripod, but like take a photo of yourself doing it. And if it works, put it to the DIY Detail Facebook page, Ivan. Should they go to the DIY Detail Facebook page? And if so, why?
Lots of great people there. Many of the people that are in this chat are also on the page, asking and answering questions on a regular basis. There's no such thing as a stupid question, and if someone provides a stupid answer, they may not be in the group that much longer.
I just want to maybe let folks know that if you go to DIYdetail.com right now, you're going to see images like this, but you're also going to see one that says 20% off site wide. So if you go to DIYdetail.com, it says thanks for the support and save 20% with a one-time code. Just use the word thanks. All right. So use this code thanks. Get yourself 20% off on DIYdetail.com. Ivan, if you were shopping, would you get some kits? Would you go exterior? Like, how would you use your 20% off?
Find what you need and buy it. There's basically don't overbuy products, please. So if you need it and it's convenient for you, go for it. If not, don't overspend.
I think I'd go for this this DIY Detail 25 millimeter Correction Pro DA tool. The quoted tool, I'd get 20% off, so it's $299 and save myself $60. I'm just having fun with this feature. I just discovered how to add videos to StreamYard because apparently it's I'm slow. But hey, folks, we just want to save you some money and say thanks. All right, on to the next question. Rush5158 says, how does the gloss level of Envy compare to ceramic gloss?
And I'm sure other people in the chat have probably already answered that. So yeah.
The gloss level?
Yeah.
What would you say?
And that's what I said. It's higher. Envy has better gloss.
Oh, it's higher. You took a little hit on the connection issue, so I didn't hear you. Antonio Tayun says, how long does the battery stay charged on your cord-free tools?
Depends on the user. I get at least a car out of a battery. Some people might only get 2 panels. It depends on how long you're polishing, what sort of pressure you're exerting, etc., etc.
But the kit comes with 2 batteries, so you just have one charging and it's an easy swap.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're never going to run out of... you're never going to stop using the tool because you have no battery. The most you'll stop is for a swap.
Yeah.
Stop for a swap. All right, Scott Sherwood says, do you know if CarPro Iron X with a clay lubricant is compatible with a synthetic decontamination towel? I have DIY iron remover now, but I want to get rid of the old stock first if possible.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
So that usually we say you got to try to know.
No, but I've tried it and it softens the towel. So.
Yep. That's one of those that is kind of a big player in the industry, so I imagine it's one that Ivan has tried. But usually we tell folks, you got to try it, and it's kind of hit or miss, right? Like which ones are compatible with the towel. Noah Frill says, how do you treat algae on a convertible?
That would take all clean. So all clean, brush it in, rinse it off. Repeat as necessary.
All right. Thanks, Noah. Thanks for asking. I would never even think to ask a question like that. I don't have a convertible, and I have never run into really algae, I don't think. I'm not a big marine detailer. Is there a discount for the EU website? Want to get a 25mm DA polisher?
US only, but our European distributors here, you might be able to talk to them.
Ivan with an I.
Yeah.
What a guy. Hope to meet you in person someday, Ivan. Keith McKenzie says, after using Quick Beads, I noticed some water spots. Any guess on how long before I can tackle the water spots?
Go right ahead.
What would be the hesitation to tackle them versus, waiting?
The sooner you get them off, the better. So water spot remover, go for it.
We usually recommend applying a little Quick Beads to your towel if it is like fresh, and then
No,
but
he's not talking about spots with Quick Beads. He's talking about actual water spots.
Oh, like from...
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Kevin Manning says, hi, could you still use Rinseless in a spray bottle to get rid of bird bombs?
Yes.
Yes. And Craig Wallace back again. I know we all keep asking, how's the battle going for the pad cleaner? How about your creeper prototype?
Both are still ongoing battles.
And how are they going, Ivan?
Not like we'd like. So just trying to find a manufacturer that is willing to make the LaCroix cruisers in a quantity that is less than a container load, or at a price that's less than what I feel it should be at. Because I've made them, I know how long it takes me to make them. So, and I'm not the fastest welder in the world. So the price that I'm being quoted is like people are trying to make $300 an hour.
Which, I mean, you would say that's okay to make $300 an hour as a detailer.
Yes, but there are limits to everything. So.
Yeah, there are. When you feel like you're not being treated fairly, and it's like,
yeah,
I got you. I know people would buy those creepers, Ivan. They want them bad. We've only had them in about 17,000 videos. Julian says, why does the 6-inch red jeweling pad feel much stiffer than the 5-inch red jeweling pad? Both are DIY detail brand.
They're both cut from the same slab of foam.
The only thought I have is we switched has been a couple years, from Lake Country to Buff and Shine.
Yeah.
And the red foam felt a little different, but that was an improvement, right, Ivan? Can you talk about that? This person may have an old 5-inch and a new 6-inch.
Yeah. So if the sides of the pad are straight up and down as opposed to tapered, that the straight up and down one is the Lake Country. The tapered one is Buff and Shine. And yes, the original one was softer, and actually it was too soft. So.
Yeah, I love that pad. So hopefully that was helpful for everybody.
Yeah.
I love the whole idea of live streaming, whether it's like Twitch or TikTok or YouTube, because I think we're just out here having a good time hanging out, and more people are actually coming online. So we're just here to help you. We're here to answer your questions. You got access to Ivan, the legend LaCroix, in the stream here. So Tony Chavez says Eddie Tire rubber cleaner in sight.
Yes, we have it in gallons. We have it in 16 ounces. It is called All Clean.
Would you buy it in the gallon or the 16 ounce, Ivan? Let's be honest.
Definitely the gallon.
Would you use the code thanks to save 20% on DIYDetail.com?
Until December 31st.
20% off is a nice discount. Like
Yeah.
if I was in the market for something and someone threw a 20% off code at me, I would probably be motivated. All right, now's the time. Because 20% off doesn't happen every day. All right.
Yeah.
And Black Friday's past us, everybody. So just use the code thanks at checkout. Save yourself 20%. And we appreciate you. Tire sealant question from Mike Kaufman. How's the tire sealant coming along?
Slowly.
What do you mean?
That's not. Well, we're working on one, but it's there's a lot of work to be done yet. So there'll be other sealants coming out before that.
In the NV line?
Yeah, in the Envy line.
In the NV line. Jamil Musa, 1941, says, is there another alternative if you don't have a Tornador vac for carpet cleaning? Yes, there are alternatives to the Tornador vac.
There are lots of alternatives, yeah.
That is not the be-all, end-all. I did a video on my Hawk Pro detailing channel years ago, and I set it up wrong or whatever, but I was like, this thing is overrated. People say that you really need a robust compressor for the Tornador vac, right? Because it does the Tornador and it sucks at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, is that tool something that you used in your shop, Ivan?
Yeah.
So you like that?
Oh, yeah. It works great. Think of it as a dry extractor.
So you just need the right compressor for it?
Yeah. You need the
Yeah.
right amount of air and the right vacuum cleaner, too.
I thought it is a vacuum. Oh, no. Okay. Well, what's the alternative if you don't have one of those for carpet cleaning?
Vibration and a vacuum cleaner.
Okay. And patience.
Yep.
And sometimes elbow grease. Yes. Hard work. It'll get you there. Wheelie Good Auto Detailing says, you say not to chase the latest and greatest, but how do you know as a professional that it's time to update to different products? That's a good question.
That's why we have the 16-ounce products. You give that a try before buying a gallon. And as a professional, wait until you run out of your product or get close to running out to buy a new one. Don't introduce new things when you still have your existing one there.
I will say with the ceramic coatings, I mean, these are not just like, oh, let's just put a different label on it and call it the new. Like the ceramic coating technology, we work really hard behind the scenes to like make these innovative.
Yes.
So as we get closer to releasing, some of our newer ceramic coatings, and Ivan maybe can talk about that, again. But those are kind of like the cutting edge, latest and greatest, where it's like when you're talking about a long-term product that you may be charging a customer a lot of money for. I don't know, Ivan. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, definitely. Coatings are one thing. The other detailing products, like we, recently introduced NV versus ceramic gloss. Don't throw away your ceramic gloss. Go through your ceramic gloss before you buy NV.
Yeah, that makes sense. Really good auto detailing. We hope that was beneficial for you. Pinger says, what size air compressor would you recommend for the Tornador vac?
At least 6 CFM at 90 PSI.
Yeah. Because they say that you want 5.4 CFM at 90 PSI to run a Tornador. So for the vac, yeah, get at least 6. Yeah. You're not going to regret having more, right?
No.
Is that one of those where actually more is better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lighting and air compressors, the more you have, the better it is.
Like you're talking about floor to ceiling, like the big boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that go to your belly button, they're all right. But you want the ones all the way up to the ceiling. Those are the real air compressors. Jamil Musa says, what's a good product you recommend after cleaning leather seat in the DIY brand? So maybe to condition it?
DIY's interior ceramic, obviously. But for cleaning your leather seats, Rinseless and or interior clean and protect. And interior clean and protect leaves anti-static protection behind.
And it smells nice. And it just gives that little pop, but it still feels like OEM. Interior Clean and Protect finish is really nice. It actually is a robust cleaner that a lot of people, I think, sleep on for the cleaning. They're like, oh, it's a 2-in-1. It probably just kind of protects. It's actually a great cleaner and a really fun product to use. All right. So on to the next question from Robert Evans. After a wash and clean car, how do you keep it clean? Because there's dust, there's bird droppings. And Robert, having just moved into a place with a garage, I would say put it in the garage at night.
Yeah,
That'll change your life. But I know that's not available to everybody.
No, there's nothing you can do. Dust, birds, etc. are going to find your vehicle. So just become more efficient at washing. Wash it more often. and make sure you do have some ceramic protection on there.
What if you're in between washes and you're just like, I don't want to do the wash, but it's not that dirty? Is that when you do use waterless wash?
Yep.
Okay. That's when waterless wash comes in. Just a lightly dusty car that is in between
Yeah.
washes. But if it gets too dirty, maybe it's time for a
Rinseless.
quick rinseless wash, right? You don't need
Yeah.
the hose, and you can do a. How fast should one, if you're all dialed in and set up, how quickly can I rinse wash a car with no hose if it's slightly dusty?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, so that's something you can knock out quickly, move on with your life.
Yep.
With sanity and smiles. Vern Wise says, could I use only one bucket to wash the body and wheels at the same time without going twice around the car?
Depends on how dirty the wheels are. If I'm doing that, I like to do the body first, then finish with the wheels.
Right, because then you just
And-
put your sponge away and then you have your rinseless bucket and now it's a dedicated wheel bucket.
Yeah. And Nick, my watch is telling me that it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We promised something at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, there's a
we
new
like to live
product
up to our-
coming.
We like to live up to our promises.
Okay.
So we have a new product that will be coming out late January. So don't look for it on the website now. We're just telling you that it's coming, and it's a 1-year sprayable ceramic coating with graphene. So super easy to apply, 100 milliliter bottle. We'll do number of cars with that. And when I say spray, you're spraying it onto the applicator. You're not spraying it onto the paint. And it can be applied with a towel, can be applied with an applicator, it can be applied in circular motions, cross-hatching, whatever you'd like to use it. Can be used as a really, really stout topper for a ceramic coating, or can be used as a standalone ceramic coating.
Can you use it, folks are going to say, on wet paint?
No. So you apply it like a ceramic coating because it is a ceramic coating. It's not a drying aid.
So don't assume this is like a drying aid on steroids. You gotta take an extra like, can I just dry the car and then apply it, or do I need to polish it first?
You can just dry and apply if you'd like, but ideally with any form of protection, you want the cleanest possible surface below it.
Why a spray coating? Why a 1-year spray coating, Ivan? I don't know if that sounds like an Ivan LaCroix kind of product.
A lot of people have been asking us for a short-term coating or a long-term sealant. I didn't want to go a long-term sealant because sealants are not as, even though a ceramic-based sealant, they don't have the chemical resistance of a coating. So think of it as the short-term coating as opposed to a long-term sealant.
The stakes feel a little bit lower, but the results are still really high. It sort of meets someone in that I'm not maybe sure about applying the big coating and doing all the steps, but I'm still going to get a lot of performance out of this, and it's a very easy process to teach.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a market niche that I think a lot of people are interested in, and okay, like we listen, right? That's why we love answering your comments, and that's what we'll get back to here in this live stream. But yeah, just quick piece of housekeeping: 1-year spray coating coming very soon. Do we have a timeline?
Late January, early February.
Okay, and in the meantime, 20% off on DIYdetail.com.
Yep.
Use promo code THANKS for 20% off. All right, Anthony says, I maintain my car with Interior Clean and Protect. If I want to apply interior ceramic, what prep should I do?
Clean it with either Rinseless or Interior Clean and Protect and apply.
You can do Interior Clean and Protect before interior ceramic?
Yeah, definitely.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. All right, Ivan approved. Jamil Musa says, is your custom stool seat going to be on sale ever?
I'm working on it.
We did have someone
We'll
ask
try.
about that earlier. Yeah. Do you actually think that it will ever? I mean, I see you say you're working on it.
Yes.
What would it look like? Who would the dream manufacturer be? What would the details be if you could just draw it up the way you wanted it?
Basically a cottage industry that wants to have a product that they can rely on, that's not going to overwhelm them, but at the same time, they can keep up with demand.
Got it. All right, Nova Bomb 12. I applied the 5-year DIY a few months ago. Car is hand washed weekly. All this sounds great, by the way. Can I apply a second coating? If so, do I need to polish again, or is a decon with a clay towel enough?
You'll need to polish again to abrade that coating. And there's no need to apply a second coating.
But if you want to.
If you want to, you're decontaminating, polishing, and applying.
I mean, it's kind of fun to apply because cars are expensive, Ivan. I don't know if you've read the latest headlines on that. Breaking news: cars are expensive, and you only get one, so it's like for a lot of people. So, but there's new coatings and new products to try. They're like, why can't I? Okay, I got the 5 year, but now maybe I'm interested in this 1 year spray coating. It's like people like to apply coatings multiple times to their vehicles.
Yeah. So light polish and away you go.
Yellow pad, right? Yellow waffle.
Yep. As a minimum.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that the red jeweling pad is enough.
No, not abrasive enough.
Got it. Just wanted to clarify that. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Nova, that all makes sense. Cool profile pic, cool avatar. T-Bone Todd says, is waterless wash sprayed on a salty car, then rinsed, better than rinseless?
No. Rinseless is better.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of people use waterless wash as a pre-treat. Would you ever want to do that before like the coin op? Like waterless wash as a pre-treat?
You can, but it's awfully expensive. So
yeah, okay.
don't
Rinseless
waste your
is
money.
so economical. Yeah, I love it. But if you like the smell of those blueberries, Todd, I guess Ivan says go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Todd. And on to the next one. Coffee and Cars 88. Anything I can use on interior windows for them to be less foggy? Ooh.
Yeah, don't use anything on your interior windows that is hydrophobic. That's what causes them to be foggy. So at this point, if you've used a sealant, if you've used a waterless wash or something on the inside, or if the rinseless you're using contains some form of polymers that are left behind, ours doesn't, but some do, then you'll want to reset that window. And you can reset by putting a bit of gold standard polish on a towel and just polishing your window a little bit by hand, and then cleaning it with our crystal clear glass cleaner or rinseless wash, and you'll be good to go.
So hand polishing interior glass, like that's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
nothing wrong
things
with
are
that.
nasty, I never
Yep.
thought about that. Like a really nasty interior, like putting a little polish on a towel.
Yeah.
I've never gone that extreme, Ivan.
There you go.
You've been doing this 40, how many years?
47.
47, yeah. So
Almost
when Ivan
48.
says stuff, it's like, yeah, I have a couple reps in the bag. All right. Will Chatest says, do you have to wash the towel after applying Envy every time? Can I just leave it in a bucket of rinses for an hour and then air dry?
Yep. You can. That's fine. As
Oh.
long as it gets in contact with surfactants while it's still wet, you're good to go.
Sweet. Good question, Will. Cool ride behind you, by the way. Steven, German, Akos, 1929. Angry Monkey Detailing. I have to work outside. Would the 3 or 5 year be better? Talking about ceramic coatings. I would like to have something easy and wow them with gloss. Thanks.
Wowing with gloss is the 5-year. Both are just as easy as the other to apply.
How would you market like the 5-3 stack to a customer?
As a professional, I wouldn't.
You just
That's
don't want to
something-
apply another layer, right?
No, exactly. Especially if you're working outside. So
Okay.
in that case, go to a C6 coating and you'll wow them by immensely. So
The coating will do what it's designed to do if you prep it properly, if you apply it properly. You don't
Yeah.
need the 2 different coatings, but boy, having the A3 stack on my Jeep, I can tell you, it sure is a joy.
yeah,
And it's a lot of fun. So if you have the time and you want to do that, that's my favorite of our lineup. Antonio Teun says, for a general rule of thumb, how often should I apply Envy ceramic detail spray?
every 3 months for the best in protection. But you can apply it every time you wash as a drying aid if you'd like.
I enjoy it on glass. What's happening when I apply Envy on clean, wet glass?
It's helping you dry the glass with less streaks. Therefore, it makes it easier and it makes you feel like, ooh, it made it more fun. And at the same time, the gloss enhancers give that gloss to the glass, making
Right.
it clearer.
No, and when you look at like clean, glossy glass from the exterior, it just kind of, it just pops a little bit.
Yeah.
Pops a little bit. So that's kind of fun. All right. Thank you, Antonio. And BTW says, what's the major difference between the gold standard wool cutting pad and the gold standard rotary cutting pad?
The tool they're designed to be used on. So the wool is the same. It's just shorter on the DA because a long surface, fibrous surface on a DA is just going to waste the movement of the DA. So we have the short nap on the DA. We have the long, plush, thick nap for the rotary. The foam is a little different on the rotary as well. It's a little stiffer.
Okay. Makes sense to me. Thanks, Ivan. Timmy Hart 5679 says, how long do Nick and Ivan keep their cars? I'll just start with me. My 2017 Subaru Legacy has officially hit 180,000 miles, and I'm hoping to get it to 200. And I mean, at that point, let's get a little greedy. Let's try to go 250. Look, I want my cars to just last forever. I'm not like, I, I like nice things, but
Yep.
I just think it's kind of fun to like see cars. I want paid off cars, to be honest with you. I want the Dave Ramsey. I want my cars to be paid off, and I just I love them and I want to take care of them. That's why I love detailing products, because like you can keep them nice for a long time. So I get one and I keep it for a long time. Ivan, you're a totally different man.
Yeah. Well, I've had, one car for 20 years that I
Uh
kept for
huh.
20 years. Most cars don't last a year.
Why is that?
I just like change.
You like cars? How many cars have you owned?
80 some at this point.
Yeah, you like change. You're always up to something. I missed the Fiat, which was a star on the channel early on. That was like the most Ivan car ever. And who else misses the Fiat? Let's hear it. 198 people watching. If you don't know already, big announcement: 20% off on DIYDetail.com. Our DIY Detail compound should be in stock next week, hopefully Monday. We thought it was going to be in stock today. Our apologies. Our 3-year coatings are back in stock. Pretty much everything's in stock besides our cord-free DA, the compound, and the perfectly safe brush. The compound is coming soon, Ivan. What's the ETA for the brush and our cord-free DAs?
Late January, early February.
Yeah, so a little bit of patience is required. But in the meantime, get yourself a nice discount to celebrate a great 2025 and a Merry Christmas to all. All right, how about a question or two, Sam? Mad Meave says, any suggestions on a 1 to 3 gallon reliable pump garden type sprayer?
I like the Pump Zero from Scott's. It's what we use on when we're filming. They're inexpensive. They work. You don't have to sit there pumping them up all the time.
They kind of have this like, because they're actually, there's like a built-in compressor or?
Yeah, little compressor. They work well. If you like a handheld, you mentioned 1 to 3 gallon. That's a 2 gallon. But been playing a lot with the X Foamer recently that we first met at SEMA, and they're doing a great job. So
Yeah. Pumping kind of seems like, I don't mind work. I think work is good and the path of the hard work is whatever. Just pumping your sprayer just seems like, come on, right?
yeah,
Why do that if you don't have to? All right. Everyone's like, yeah, we know that, Nick. Vern Wise says, could I use only one bucket to wash wheels and body at the same time? Did we already answer that one?
yeah. But wash your body first, then do the wheels.
Yep. All right. Lane Last 5887 says, if you can't find a manufacturer for the Creeper prototype, would you consider selling the plans instead for DIYers?
Yeah, but there's a few other parts that go with it that you have to have bent, etc. And it's welding aluminum. Not many DIYers are set up for welding aluminum.
Not everyone's Ivan LaCroix, but there's a few of us out there
Yeah,
who aspire to those things. And I said us, and that's not me. I'm sure I'm going to strike out here. Sika322 asks, interior ceramic gallons, panel prep gallons, extra DIY cord-free batteries?
The batteries, yes. Panel prep. Have you tried C6 app yet? And interior ceramic gallons, a bottle goes a long way, and it is a product that, if someone opens a gallon, they forgot to put the lid back on, and as the gallon goes down, there's more air in the gallon, and that will decrease the efficiency of the product.
Okay. Thank you, Sika. T-Bone Todd, can you use waterless wash like Rinseless at 256 to 1? If not,
No,
why?
completely different chemistry, not even close.
Not even close. Johnny Maynor says, if we have our own rotary-based tool and we really rely on the pads to do the work, does it matter if we use a small hand one versus the professional one?
No, look for speed is the important thing here. So as your base speed, you don't want to go over 800 RPM for working, and you want at least 2200 RPM to spin the pad out to get the moisture out of it.
In the pad washing
Yeah,
/ cleaning process.
correct.
Okay. What is he talking about, Ivan? Like a drill brush?
I have no idea, but yeah.
Okay. But there's a lot of rotary movement tools out there, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
that aren't just professional polishers. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Hope that helps, Johnny. Vinny Egg says, hi, Nick and Ivan. Are you still working on a battery-powered foamer?
Not at the moment. We put that aside for now. We have other fish to fry.
Yeah. Behavin Shah says, how do I get rid of overspray spots in my interior? Ooh. Just noticed them a day after doing a clean. I wonder what kind of overspray. Oh, from product overspray.
Yeah, use the same product and go over that section again.
What if that doesn't work?
Then you have to go to a slightly harsher product. But using the same product should do the job.
Got it. Okay. Always nice to get Ivan's advice on things like this. Talented68 says, in your 2-gallon sprayer that you use for tire cleaning. Okay, I was like, we don't tire. How much all clean and rinseless wash do you have in it?
We never fill them up more than half, especially the IK, because if you fill it up more than half, you're going to be needing to fill it up with air a lot more frequently.
So stop me if you heard this one before, folks. 1 gallon of water, 8 ounces of all clean, a cap full of Incredible Suds.
Yep.
That sound good, Ivan?
The perfect mix.
So you got a 2-gallon unit and you just fill it up 1 gallon because you want that pressurized air in there to really foam well.
Correct. Yeah.
What's your inflator of choice when you invest in an IK Foam Pro 12 and then you get the keg? Like what inflator would you recommend folks get?
Go to Cars with Keeve or Will's Ride Care. They both have a lot of videos on those.
On inflators. All right.
Yeah.
Talented68, thank you for the question. Biblio Venturing, back again. I signed up for a monthly touch-free car wash to get road salt off my coated car. How often should I use it? What are the chances of marring from touchless?
So the touchless can mar, especially if you have ice on the car and it's scraping the ice across the surface as it's blowing it off. So just be careful of that. But other than that, use it as you see fit. If you have a monthly, meaning that you can go in every day if you want, you can actually do that. It's not going to damage the car.
But don't they use some pretty harsh chemicals in touchless that you might want to know about?
Yeah, if your car is coated, you're safer, but nonetheless, yeah. And occasionally, even during the winter, find a place to wash it. There are some warm days during the winter. Do a hand wash to sort of reset the surface from all the crap that the touch-free car wash is putting on.
That makes sense. Thanks, Ivan. And the next question, Jimbo Slice. I'd love to order my first DIY product. Boy, I've seen that name so often. Never ordered a DIY product. Okay. Which product would you consider to give the most impressive results? Thanks, and happy holidays.
So,
Rinseless wash. That's what I would say. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, can't go wrong with
product.
Rinseless wash. From there, Envy ceramic sealant or ceramic detail spray and tire dressing, actually.
And then gold standard polish is like,
Yeah, the gold standard system.
Product.
Yeah. The polish and the pads. And don't forget our brushes. Our tire dressing brush is phenomenal and it's going to last you a lifetime basically. And the wheel and body brush is a great tool to have. And don't forget the rinseless wash sponge if you're going for a rinseless.
So to recap, rinseless wash, legacy sponge. That sponge will last you forever. You want NV ceramic sealant, and then I would say, he probably has other detailing products. I think rinseless, NV, legacy sponge, drying blanket, tire lotion.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good 5. Yeah.
Yeah. And Nick, I'm going to leave you for a second.
Sure.
Carry on. I'll be right back.
I'll remove you from the screen here. All right, 20% off site-wide using code THANKS till the end of the year. That means 20% off. We're announcing this. It's a big day. We're almost at Christmas, folks. We appreciate all of you. You're probably stressed out with the holidays. Detailing is a place we can all kind of land and just have fun, and it gets you away from all the craziness of the world. So if you're in that camp, we appreciate you. We're of like minds. Sam, you can put another question up. I might be able to answer it. Everybody wants Ivan's take on it, but why don't you put the next question up? And if I can answer it, great. If not, I failed. All right. Could the 1-year spray coating be used on full ceramic coating as extra protection without polishing? So my take on that is you wash your coated car, you decontaminate your coated car, and then you rinse off your iron remover, and then you put on water spot remover and you agitate that in, you rinse that off. You've got clean wet paint, you got a coated ride, right? Then you just dry it, and then you apply the ceramic coating. As far as I know, that would be an excellent topper for your coating without polishing. We can come back to that. Oh, Ivan's back. All right. You ready, Ivan, to answer that question?
Yeah.
Did you hear me on that one?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, basically,
I don't know where you went. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Ivan disappearing.
So basically, yes, you can use it without polishing, but you're not going to get as good a job. Now, if you're wanting to use it as a topper, do your full decontamination and apply it.
Right. You could use it as a topper. Just decon,
Yeah.
dry the paint, and then apply it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Mike's such a big fan. We appreciate Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike, for everything you do. Jimbo Slice. I park at a very dusty truck stop daily. I'm afraid to wash the car without a complete wash. Can you recommend a quick midweek wash on a very dusty car?
Rinseless wash. Rinseless wash is a complete wash, but it can be done very quickly.
And if it's just dust, you don't need to introduce it to hose if you've washed recently.
Correct, yeah.
Love it. I love rinseless wash. Ninja 3169. Was this spray coating inspired by Pan's announcement?
No. We've been working on it for a long time. So when we bring out a product, know that we've probably been working on it for 2 to 3 years. So Pan's product line wasn't existing yet when we started working on this. Just give you an idea of our timelines. So
Yeah, and I know Ivan, and I know that to be true. It's nonstop R&D in the LaCroix household and DIY detail. Brian Nicolette says 1 year graphene coating will be around $80. I'm guessing, maybe more.
Pricing hasn't been determined yet, but we're trying to keep it as low as possible. We work on a cost plus model, so that's probably close to where we're going to end up being.
Well, and it's worth noting that you can get a lot of vehicles out of one bottle. This is not just like 1 or 2 cars.
No, it's like 10 or 15 or 20. So yeah.
Brian mentions graphene. I don't know how many details we've revealed about it.
Well, I mentioned graphene.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was some top secret information that.
No,
sometimes I'm looking at the screen and the words, and I was like, if folks are just tuning in, do you want to fill them in on what we announced with the 1 year spray coating?
Yeah, so we have a 1 year spray ceramic coating coming, 100 milliliter bottle, graphene ceramic, and super easy to use, super fun to use, almost self-leveling, as close to self-leveling as we can get. Great as a topper. It can be a stack alternative to using a 3. So if you want to do the 8 year or the 5 year and stack this on top, that is a possibility as well.
And why would they do that versus the 3 year if they're doing the stack?
Because they have it on hand and they just want to play around a little more. But
it's fun.
You're getting that graphene component for water spot resistance. That's why it's there.
Is the spray easier than the drops on the wipe?
Not really.
Okay. People want to know.
Yeah.
Because Evil Code Monkey just said, just join the live. Did I just hear 1 year coding? That's why I wanted you to bring it up again. Just like, let's catch people up if they're just joining. They also may not know that we're offering 20% off on DIYdetail.com right now. As an end of the year thank you sale, you can do it for polishers, for gallons, for 16 ounces. We're just trying to give you a little holiday savings and to say thank you. Awesome guy at 7771 asked a good question. Is waterless wash just watered down rinseless wash?
No, completely different formulations.
That's all there's to say, right? I mean,
they're just completely totally different items.
Yeah,
it's like
totally
it's like asking if is Incredible Suds just watered down all clean. No, it's not.
Is it watered down interior ceramic? Yeah.
No.
Well, how does waterless wash work compared to rinseless?
Spray and wipe, as opposed to rinseless that requires moisture. So, and Nick, I'm just going to ask you to accelerate a little bit here. We're really far behind on the questions.
All right. Rach4965 says, how do you know when ceramic gloss has come off completely with a new car?
You don't. So if you put ceramic gloss on your car, if it hasn't been at least a year, there's still remnants of ceramic gloss there. Polishing is the only way to ensure that it's gone. If you're putting on another sealant, don't worry about the remnant that's there. Just put the sealant on.
Mr. Adnan 650 says, water spot remover plus waxing with a DA sander seems to completely get rid of water spots. Am I ruining it or doing something to my coating with this process?
No. You're basically, what you're doing is the water spot remover is getting rid of the minerals that cause the etching. The wax is actually filling that. But as we mentioned earlier before, use patience with water spots. Basically what you're doing is filling in that little etching using the wax, and then the sun is taking over and doing its job. Not damaging your coating.
I'm just waiting for I'm not even going to waste words in between. I'm just going to wait for the next comment to come up. Awesome guy at 7771 says, Adams has a hoseless wash. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is their rinseless replacement that they say can water down to waterless. So if it's completely different chemistry, is it not really waterless or a different type?
So a lot of people try to repurpose a rinseless wash as a waterless wash. It just doesn't work as well. It's not designed to do that. There are not enough emulsifiers in a rinseless wash to work as a proper waterless wash.
Is it possible to say that a different company has completely different chemistry than ours too? Like these
Yes,
are not our
100%.
products, so we're not
Yeah.
even speaking for what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Angela Wallace. If you have a new vehicle, is it okay to wash, decontaminate, then use Envy?
Yes, 100%, but consider a ceramic coating.
Absolutely. If you had to guess, Ivan, we're not that far behind. This is 7 minutes ago. Keith Ham says, if you had to guess, Ivan, how many cars do you detail on average per day?
When we're filming, it's 4 to 5 cars a day that we do. In real life, I don't detail for a living anymore, so I only detail cars to do R&D. And so some days we'll do two, some weeks we don't do any. So it depends on what R&D projects I'm working on, and then I gather cars from there.
Wow, Tick says, any harm in letting rinseless wash dry for long periods of time? I'm in the Northeast with limited rinsing ability and concerned about removing road salts. I go to the coin-op wash once a month.
Yeah. So before going to the coin op, put the rinseless wash on, drive to the coin op. It's had time to work its way into the surface, then do your wash at the coin op. Don't just rinseless as a preventative measure, not a good idea. But something like Envy, that is a good thing to help with that. Also, wax is great at helping mitigate the salt damage from a car from winter.
I haven't waxed in a while, Evan. That sounds like a wonderful thing to try. Thank you for that question. Wow. Lux Detailing, AK Lux Detailing says you can use the perfectly safe brush with the rinseless wash, correct?
Correct. 100%.
All right. Mix iron remover with water spot remover at the same time with the clay towel.
No. So basically, water spot remover and the clay towel are not friends. They do not play well together. And iron remover and water spot remover, if we could have mixed them together as one and had it actually work properly, we would have had that out already. That's just not something, the chemistries are not compatible there.
191 people watching. Thank you to everybody for
Wow.
watching us
Well,
on this
thank you.
Friday afternoon. Awesome guy says, is waterless wash a good option for cleaning just dust? Adams was saying that is a good option.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a basically clean and dusty car, waterless is a great option. Just not
Yeah.
super dirty.
Right.
Peter Gomez 2091. Hi DIY. We able to get printable labels to use for 16 and 32 ounce bottles. Labels look far more professional than Sharpie or Bear labels. Thank you.
Unfortunately not. There's legalities behind providing a label that people can print.
All right, on to the next question. When will we have the perfectly safe brush back in stock, Ivan?
End of January, early February.
Why is it taking so long?
The manufacturer has never had to make that many brushes.
Yes, it turns out it's a very popular brush. People love it. And if you want to get something that you know you're going to love, DIYdetail.com, we're offering a 20% off sale starting now, goes to the end of the year. The big announcement is you can just use it once. So just make your purchase count, 20% off your purchase, polisher, chemicals, whatever we got in stock. Great discount. Nicholas 7280, Nikoloska. I have your rotary cord-free polisher. I never polished before. Do I need to purchase your DA polisher too?
No, you don't. The rotary or the DA both will do the same job, just slight different way of doing it. But you'll end up with great results either way. So you don't need to buy a second polisher.
Let's talk about ceramic coatings, shall we, Ivan?
Yes.
The next question coming in from Keith says, can you explain Yum Cars' new coatings? I love it. Someone asking us to explain another product. All right. He says that his coating partially absorbs into the clear coat, unlike any other coating. Is this fancy marketing or are his claims true?
I haven't looked at his stuff yet, but that being said, our coatings definitely do absorb into the clear coat. So there are a lot of coatings on the market that are just topical, that just sit on the surface. Ours definitely goes into the coating or into the clear coat, especially if you're using app.
Absolutely. Adhesion promoter polish, which we recommend in lieu of panel prep before ceramic coatings. Let's talk about what we do before polishing. or before ceramic coatings, we got to polish, right? So Don 404X says, "What's the best Milwaukee polisher to do a whole car with? I will buy the M12 for polishing with my truck, bull bar, and fuel tanks, but I want a bigger polisher at home to do my cars with. Thank you."
The 21 millimeter.
Yep. So if you're a Milwaukee guy, you probably can't be convinced to come over to the DIY Detail family, but our cord-free tools are amazing. We tried the Milwaukees. They had the nice colorway, which matched ours. We then decided to come up with our own polishers, and we'll just leave it at that. Not disparaging any brand, but it was like, oh, these are fun. These match our colorway. And it was like, but we want to make things even better.
I've been working on the cord-free polishers before DIY started. So, but that said, he's in Europe because the Scania truck is not available in the US. There's one guy trying to bring them in. So you can check out DIYdetailing.eu. They have ours available.
Perfect. Love it. Braxton Bitter says, "Is it harder to ceramic coat a car in 50 degrees and under? Any tips?"
Yes, much harder. It's going to take a lot longer. It's not as fun, and you risk high spots a lot more. So tips, find a garage to work in.
Let's talk about towel maintenance, shall we, Ivan? Ghoulie Berg says, "How often should I wash my drying blanket?" By the way, the drying blanket, phenomenal drying towel on our website. You can get it for 20% off using code THANKS right now. All right, so thank you for everybody listening to that. He's wondering, how should I wash my drying blanket? How often should I do it? He's not even using Envy ceramic sealant, Ivan, to maybe clog it up. He just uses Rinseless wash as a drying aid. How should he maintain this towel?
We wash our towels maybe every 10 or 15th car, so not a concern. If the towel is still clean and performing, you're letting it air dry between vehicles, not a concern. When you feel the need, that's when you wash it, especially since you're not using any form of sealant. So
use that common sense. And here's a question: the wheel and body brush.
Yeah,
you can use it on the body. You can use it on the wheels. V. Cameron says, "Can I use the green brush for car grills and then go to the rims? So double dip it, so to speak."
Yeah, definitely. We do it all the time.
Strategy? How would you do that?
Do your grill first and then finish with your wheels.
And then
or if you did your wheels first, just make sure that you agitate it a little bit in your wash bucket. It'll drop all the dirt or grit, and then move on to the grill.
So if it looks a little stained, does that mean it's not good anymore? Because I remember my wheel and body brush got a little stained.
Stain and dirt are two different things, and the dirt basically flushes out as soon as you put it in the bucket.
But a stained green wheel and body brush that went a little black at the tips is still safe to use if I've fully cleaned it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking for a friend, Ivan. You know this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the perfectly safe brush. Have you thought about making a wider PSB to be used as the perfectly safe snow brush?
No, and for snow, you actually should be using a foam product, not a brush.
Talk to me.
They make like the foam snow rakes. They're the safest and best thing out there. You have better control.
All right. Just so you know, this was a 2-minute ago comment, so we're pretty close. I know you like to stay up on everything. This is a 2:30, and it's now 2:33. Best way to wash microfiber towels from Braxton?
Yeah, in a washing machine with Detail Co Renaissance. And
Excellent.
Dry on no or low, very, very low heat.
What if I told you that was the last question and we're all caught up? Doesn't mean we're done with this live Q&A.
No.
Doesn't mean we're done. We're here for you. We're here for the next 27 minutes. We want to vibe. We want to have a good time. We want to celebrate Christmas. 20% off. Use promo code THANKS. Ivan, what was like the most fun moment we had in 2025? Let's just reflect a little bit. I'm in a reflective mood,
I would say SEMA. The booth at SEMA was just a great vibe. You like to use the word vibe. So definitely, it was just a nice atmosphere to be in. It was the most active place of SEMA. So.
All right. Don comes in with a question. Do you have any stores in Australia? So I think that's where he is, not Europe, that sells your products, polishers, etc., or ship internationally? Yes. Cheers.
Yeah, we do. Car Care Co. They're in Melbourne. We have the Detailing Shed in Sydney, and there's a number of other ones. If you go on our website, if you scroll down to the bottom, you will find our list of distributors, and I think it's under the support area. Go there, you'll find the list of distributors. I think we have 4 or 5 in Australia, but Car Care Co. is our main distributor in Australia.
I'm jumping in, Sam. I apologize. JC3410 says, "I'm just joining now, start over." If they were just joining now and they wanted the Cliff Notes, what are we talking about today, Ivan? What are we announcing?
20% off site wide until December 31st at midnight Central Standard Time. From there, all our coatings are back in stock. That is a good one. And we've announced a new product that's coming soon, and that's a 1-year graphene ceramic spray coating. Late January, early February. The Perfectly Safe Brush, cord-free DA, and some of our missing towels will be back in late January.
And that's kind of what we've been talking about. We've just been answering
Yeah.
your questions as they come up. A conversation, not just a declaration from on high, but actually a
No,
conversation. I know.
we love
Sometimes
interacting with you.
I feel like Ivan just feels like the untouchable, detailing guru that is, so to get access to you, I think is really special for a lot of people who are just starting out and having a lot of questions. Wild 999 asked a question about, and I just saw the thumbnail come up. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, Ivan. His rinseless hose reel.
Yeah.
Have you watched the video yet? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's a great idea.
Do you
Basically,
think it'd be
it's
good
like
for my garage?
basically, yeah, it's a pressure washer reel that he's hooked, a little thing to that he can pull out and spray down the car instead of carrying around the bottle everywhere. He's just moving around with the hose.
Cool. I love that. Keeps always coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
V Cameron asked, can we do a super bad neglected interior if we haven't already?
You'd be surprised how difficult they are to find, but we're always on the lookout. So,
like you're talking about like mouse droppings and like
that's a biohazard. We're not going there.
Right. But just I think the dirty interiors are. Ask any parent. I mean, they're everywhere.
Right.
Here's a good question: are we gonna do DIY tuber again?
Yes. It's on a little hiatus. We're re-engineering it. We'll put it that way. So we got the feedback from all the DIY tubers, and we're looking at how to make it better for them, make it better for the viewer as well.
Yeah, we always got to think about the viewer at home for sure.
Yep.
AK Lux Detailing says, is the proper way to apply Envy one spray on panel, one spray on drying towel, spread work into panel?
One spray on the panel and then work. Do not spray sealants into your towels. That's just wasting the sealants and damaging your towels.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time, Ivan. That's one thing I learned from you is like just stop wasting product by spraying it into your towel. It's not worth it. On interiors, though, we do spray into the towel, so it gets a little confusing.
Yeah, but we're not putting a sealant.
Right.
Yeah,
no, I gotcha. I'm just saying.
You don't want to spray on the surface on an interior.
Right. All right. Ben Patana, 7664 says, question, go-to product for cleaning, polishing piano black interior plastic.
Cleaning, either rinseless wash or interior clean and protect. Polishing, gold standard polish.
And you can polish interior piano black trim.
Yeah, polish it by hand and put a layer of wax on it.
Kind of fill some of those scratches a little bit.
Yeah.
And give it a nice pop. Love it.
Yep.
All right. Keith Ham says, will you be at Mobile Tech Expo? Anything in particular to look forward to at the expo? Thinking about registering.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm speaking 2 times at least that day. A lot of other great speakers, and I encourage you not to come to mine because I'm going to be putting it up on YouTube afterwards. So if there's a conflicting thing that you want to see, they're probably not putting it up on YouTube. I always do put them up on YouTube afterwards. But yeah, Mobile Tech Expo is a great show. It's a lot of fun, and there's always something to learn there.
I've never been to MTE, Ivan. Should I come this year?
Give it a try.
All right, TBD on that one. There's always conflicting schedules with kids, and that big October November push. We did a big Omaha trip and SEMA. It was but I know what the job demands. It's a traveling job. I get it, and I would love to like meet all the people down in Florida. I hear MT is a great time. All right, Ross Flipside says, why should I add a DIY rotary to my arsenal? What accessories would you recommend?
So the reason for a rotary: quieter, smoother, less vibration, better finish. What accessories? The DIY detail pads.
I think if you're a detailer and you just want to know how far can I take this, how much of this craft can I master, you want to know how to learn the rotary, you want to master the rotary, then decide if you want to use it or not. To not know how to use a certain tool that's been around for this long, that has a reputation for working really well, even though it seems scary, I think you're just like, it's like not being able to drive stick, Like, do you really want to not know how to drive stick as a man? Or a woman, learn how to drive stick and then decide you like Automatic transmission better. Anyway, you don't need to use the rotary, Ivan, but
No,
I
it's
think it's
just
a nice
a
tool.
nice thing to have.
It's a nice thing to have. Yeah. Robert Clark 4431 says goals for 2026, personal, professional.
Goals for 2026. Personal for me is health. Professional is more and more improved products. We have a lot of fun things coming, some of them that have never been done before by anyone else. So we'll just leave it at that. Yourself, Nick.
I want to improve the quality of our videos. I want to, drive sales and really just help like educate, right? I want DIY to be a smashing success. Personal, I think health as well, and maybe find the love of my life one of these days. That's
There you go.
can we just reflect on life a little bit at the end of the year and
Yeah.
I think connections and relationships are what really matters. So maybe one of these days. So thanks for the question, guys. V Cameron, what's y'all's favorite carpet cleaner, cloth seat cleaner?
Rinseless wash. It works exceptionally well. It is an encapsulating product. So, you have all these encapsulating products for interiors. It actually works very well at doing that. So, and we do have an interior specific product coming soon.
Yeah, we're working on that one. So I would say rinseless wash first, and then and then if you have to go down the rabbit hole, if that's not, there's just some times where like the cloth seat is so hammered, and it's funny because like, anyway, cloth seats
Yeah.
are a whole nother because then you just spill water on the cloth seat and then it wicks again, right? So it's like it's
Yeah.
a never ending thing with cloth seats. But yeah, I always start with rinseless or interior clean and protect, and if I need to go to something else, there's different options out there. But yeah, I always start there. Next question, Daniel Ortiz, New 6BS. Plan to expand your products to Mexico?
Yes. We're just waiting for a distributor to step up and say, hey, I'd like to buy some. So I think we do have one in the works, but they're acting, they're being cautious. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. That's their prerogative for sure.
Yeah.
Adventures 101. Having trouble cleaning my tire brush, starting to get sticky. What's the best way to clean it? So I'm guessing they're using tire lotion on there, or probably their
Yeah.
tire
Yeah.
shine brush.
If it's your tire dressing brush, just leave it in your wash bucket overnight.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? You just rinse it out and then
Yeah.
dry it or
rinse it
blow
out,
dry
dry it, and carry on.
simple. Love it. Tane Matson 2306. Hey guys, I'm from Australia. Love DIY detail. Can you do a video on polishing a jet ski using DIY products?
We'd love to. We've tried to get a jet ski. It's very difficult to get vehicles in to actually do videos on. It's really weird. People don't understand the links that we go through to get vehicles. I flew out to California to to be able to do a vehicle that had single stage paint on it. So that gives you an idea how far we're going for these. That being said, yes, we are working on it. The other thing is your jet ski is not any different than a car or a boat. It's the same idea. And by the way, since you're in Australia, I'll be there in a couple weeks at Detailing Shed on the 14th and 15th, and Car Care Co. on the 19th and 20th, I believe.
What's up, Australia? Let's go. All right, super chats go to the top of the list, even though we don't suggest you use super chats. We're suggesting don't do super chats. But if you do one, we appreciate you. Adventures 101, asking a great question. Having trouble cleaning my tire brush. We're guessing that's the tire shine brush.
Yeah.
It's starting to get gummed up and dirty looking. I know we just answered this, but let's give him a $5 super chat appropriate answer, Ivan. How do we clean the tire shine brush, start to finish?
Yeah. Soak it in your wash bucket overnight. Take it out of the wash bucket, rinse it off, dry it.
If it still looks like it's not clean, is that the end of the world? I mean, is it still going to be?
That's staining. It is not dirt.
And you're not cross-contaminating by applying tire lotion to this Pirelli tire and then this Toyo tire and
No.
This Porsche and then this 4Runner and you don't have to overthink it that much, do you?
No.
Condition the tire, make sure it was clean first.
Yeah.
As long as you're kind of cleaning that brush, you're doing great. So
Yeah.
hopefully that helps Adventures 101. Henry Hernane says, which has longer durability for the interior, Envy or interior ceramic?
Oh, interior ceramic, 100%.
Why would I use Envy on an interior? How would I do that?
As a sort of a touch-up, someone that wants to add just a bit of slickness or gloss to their vinyls or plastics, Envy does a great job.
Okay. And just to reflect on this whole thing, the thumbnail said thank you sale, I believe. I mean, so we have a 20% off sale that we want to announce as like the jumping off point for this fun live stream. So
Yep.
it's 20% off site wide. Use the promo code thanks at checkout. Very simple, thanks. And the only caveat is you can use it one time between now and December 31st. So it's just good till the end of the year. Make your purchase count and go save some cash, guys and gals. We appreciate you. Wondering if we're caught up on questions or if we have a few more.
No.
Okay. 23, do says, if you're polishing interior panel black trim by hand, because it's tight area, should
Yeah.
you polish in back and forth motions or circular motions? And should you use a towel? Should you use the ceramic coating applicator? Like, how do we do this, Ivan? Give us the Ivan LaCroix method.
Short nap microfiber towel. You can do squares, circles, lines, triangles, octagons. It's up to you. Figure eights. Really doesn't matter.
And how often or how much should you polish? Like, when do you stop?
Not
Like,
much.
okay.
It's a
So
very
what's
fragile material, and it has sort of a skin on the top. If you break through that skin, you're not going to be happy.
so what's the goal then? What is your as you're
You're
doing it? Like, what am I trying to accomplish?
just getting light scratches off, and if they're really, really bothering you, get some PPF installed.
Okay. That sounds like an ordeal, but doable. Mayan says, how to clean off a sealant or wax from paint.
So if you're wanting to remove a sealant or a wax to apply another one, don't bother, just clean and decontaminate. If you're going to be applying a coating, you need to get that sealant or wax off, and you do that by polishing. There are no chemicals that will get it off. There are chemicals on the market that say they remove coatings. Do yourself a bit of justice here. Purposely leave a high spot on the panel and then try to use one of those chemicals to remove a high spot a week later. It's not going to happen.
So I think the best way to think about polishing for the beginner is it's actually deep cleaning.
Yes, and it's not hard to do. For under $100, you can easily get everything you need to polish. That is the polisher, the pad, and the polish, and do it quite easily. You don't need to go out and buy an expensive polisher. A palm sander will do the job.
Right, a palm sander, gold waffle pad, a bottle of gold standard polish,
Yep.
a 16-ounce bottle of rinseless wash that you can dilute like as a super concentrate.
Yes.
Put some in a painter's tray, right? And then you just clean the. How do you clean the pad with the painter's tray method? We're talking about DIY, under $100.
Basically, you just soak the pad, run it up against the painter's tray, and then spin it out in a bucket.
Love it. Keith Ham says, is there a wool pad you recommend for the rotary and upholstery?
An old one, meaning one that's finished its life polishing paint, clean it well, and then you can use it on the interior. A new wool pad will lint, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's not fun. That's the opposite of cleaning when you're
Yeah.
chasing down a shedding wool pad.
Yeah.
Keith, his profile pic's on the water. Looks like he's having a good day. Daryl Quinn, what's up, brother? Rinseless V3 in the making.
Yes, but don't hold your breath. It's going to be a long time.
We're trying to get it right, and there's lots of R&D
Yeah.
involved in that. And Rinseless V2 is pretty good, so
Yeah.
we're enjoying that, and also realizing that development never stops. So in the
And
background,
actually, we'll never do a V3. We'll do a Type 3, but never a V3.
everyone else does V3s. We're doing T3s.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. I don't know if we have any more. Could I reapply Geon Can Coat spray coating without decontaminating 2 months between applying? Also, I have used spray and rinse to top it.
You can. You're not going to get as good a result. The cleaner the paint is, the better the result's going to be.
And that makes sense to me. Hopefully to Vern Wise, that makes sense as well. Okay, 12 minutes left of our live Q&A. Ask us anything. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to celebrate with 20% off on our website. Just use promo code THANKS, and you'll save 20% off through the end of the year. One-time promo code. DIY Detail Gold Standard Compound should be back in stock by Monday, and we'll go from there. V. Cameron says, getting into polishing soon. What should I start with? What polisher? What products? What pads? Any tips?
If you've never polished before, get yourself either a rotary or at least a 21 millimeter DA. Do not go to a 15. We'll say, obviously use the DIY 25 millimeter. But that being said, don't overthink it. Have fun with it. Get a scrap panel or something like that to polish on, or if you have a family member or a friend that their vehicle is, they're not too concerned about it, then practice on theirs before going on yours. But don't overthink it. It's not as difficult as you think it is.
All right, this is kind of an interesting comment about Envy, and I think we're going to Matt Face 83 here. I found Envy ceramic detail spray is great on exterior, but where I like it, where it really shines, is as an interior detailer and exterior trim restoration. Was it designed with that in mind?
Yes.
When we came out with it, did we not say the muted scent was also because we want to use it on interiors and not overpower the driver or the detailer?
Correct.
At SEMA, Eddie, Pan, all these guys in the House of Rags booth, they love their colognes and their scents. And you and I are like, we're not actually the big scent people. I mean, we know scents matter to people, but I don't like a ton of fragrance, and that's just personal preference. So anyway, that was done with that in mind, Matt. Thanks for the question.
Yes.
Cosmo Ray says, rubber all-weather car mats. Best way and best products to use, please.
To clean them, or to protect them, to clean them, rinseless wash, all clean if they're really bad, or interior clean and protect. Then from there, to protect the interior ceramic coating, or if you're a weekly top up or whatever, you can use our tire dressing. And you can dilute the tire dressing 1-to-1, but even straight, it works great.
Ivan, are you doing the garage audits in 2026?
We'll be doing that a little bit, but not as much. The House of Rags has cut me down to once a month as opposed to every week. So.
Are you doing a weekly video for them?
No.
Just once a month? Just garage audits?
Yep.
Oh, man. How do you feel about that?
It's their channel, so it's up to them. I'm just there to help. So.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
Chuck Gardify says, how do you clean baked on brake dust on a black wheel?
Patience. And baked on brake dust means iron remover. Iron remover, just spray it on, agitate, let it sit for a while. Let it do its job. When it dries, then rinse it off. Wait for it to dry before rinsing it off. And agitation is your friend.
What about the baked on brake dust in the barrels? That stuff that doesn't ever want to go away.
Yeah, that's where wheel acid can be your friend.
Gotcha. Powerful, not safe, but effective sometimes. Mark the Car Wash says, how about a foaming waterless wash in the future?
We have one. So, our rinseless wash, foaming waterless wash. Okay, so if you're thinking something like frothy, you can do that using Incredible Suds.
How?
You put it in a foamer, you foam it on, you wipe it off.
Does it leave like a residue?
Yes, and so do all the other foaming waterless washes on the market. That's why they say you have to follow behind with something like Envy or some form of sealant. It's a sealant that's taking the residue off.
Gotcha. The two-step process. It all makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's helpful, Mark. Redondo 1971 says, best way to refresh a ceramic coating. There's a lot of ways to refresh a ceramic coating, Ivan.
Yeah.
I want to hear your take.
Full decontamination. So that's iron remover, that's the decontamination towel, and that's water spot remover, not the multiple pH soaps. They're very not effective for that. Once you've done that full decontamination, inspect. If you think you need a little bit more, you can use C6 app. Very lightly with the red waffle pad.
Wash, then iron remover with the decon towel, then rinse, then water spot remover, agitating in with the towel, then rinse, and then go from there. I know you said the two products, but if you never use that step-by-step process, I just want to delineate that a little bit.
And I think we might have like 10 or 20 videos on the channel doing that. So,
how to decontaminate?
Yeah.
A coated vehicle? Yeah. Henry Hernane says, why do you always wipe a straight stroke when contact washing? What about a circular motion or vertically?
So the reason we do that for washing is you don't want to introduce the possibility of grit from the bottom of the car. So if you're going vertically, you're going up and down. If you're going in circular motions, you might go down to the bottom and bring it back up. So when you're washing, you always want to go top down, and you don't want to bring from the bottom up.
There's logic to it then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also it's more efficient.
Is there an overthinking aspect to any of that though? Where it's like you don't have to overthink it?
No, it's long been held that if you're going to have residual dirt anywhere, it's going to be along the bottom of the vehicle, even after doing a foam rinse foam. So you want to mitigate that possibility.
Gotcha. Flint STR8 says, "Do we have a price on the 1 year spray coating, and is it close to the 3 year coating?"
It'll be under $100, but it's 100 milliliters, so you're going to be doing at least 10 cars with it.
Gotcha. All right. You heard it here, folks. Barry Cantrell with the mountains behind him in his picture. Looks like an epic adventurer. Have you compared DIY Detail All Clean to Dura Coating Wheelie Clean Concentrate to clean really dirty wheelbarrows?
No, we haven't.
What's the verdict on All Clean? Do the pros like it, Ivan?
Yes, we sell a lot of All Clean, so there's a reason we sell a lot of it. People buy it again.
They buy it again, and it works so great in the concentrate, which you buy by the gallon, in an IK foamer. I love DIY Detail All Clean when you foam it.
Yes.
And if you want DIY Detail All Clean right now, it's 20% off on our website. Use promo code THANKS. Anything on the website, polishers, chemicals, 20% off. You heard it here. Maybe not for the first time, but hey, it's a sale live stream. Can you stack? MSCSM2946 asks. Can you stack V1 ceramic coating with the V2 ceramic coating?
Yes, they are compatible.
All right. Is it as good as doing all type 2?
No, there's not that big of a difference. And by this time, your type 1 coating might be a little old. So,
okay. Okay, good call. AA Rep TX Ricardo says, should I use iron remover on my BMW wheels if I'm washing weekly or every 2 weeks?
No, you don't need. Maybe every 3 or 4 months.
But is it going to hurt anything?
It's not going to hurt anything other than his
pocketbook budget. Yeah. Well, yeah, not the cheapest product in the world, but hey, it does work well. And if you just like using products, put some iron remover on there. Let it dwell, spray it off, and then go about your wash. Is there a T2 tire dressing coming soon?
Coming, not soon.
Why is that?
Just the R&D process. It takes a lot of time. When we announce that a product is coming, that's because we've done the R&D and now we're just in stability testing. But we're not there yet.
Yeah. It really should take time, right, to get it right. We don't just be like throwing stuff out at the wall like, let's come up with something new and just see if no, it's like the R&D is robust for sure. The Maze Mesa says, did you do a video where you remove gold sander polish with Envy on a palm sander without wiping off the polish beforehand?
No. Wipe off the polish beforehand with a rinseless dampened towel and then use the Envy as a drying aid for that rinseless you just put on.
Gotcha. So the rinseless wash dampened towel creates almost a wet panel and it's like, oh, drying aid, boom, and you're done.
Yeah.
Love that. Flint Straight 8 says, can you use an acid soap besides the water spot remover? So instead of using water spot remover, because that's acidic, people want to know, can I use the low pH soap, right? I feel like these low pH soaps are so trendy right now, Ivan.
They're trendy, and no, they don't work as well as the water spot remover.
Why not?
Simply concentration.
Okay. Dan's Diamond Detailing said this has been a great live stream. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate you. Sorry, I went over Sam there. Steve C 2569 says, what can I do with all the leftover app I have since coating my car?
You can use it periodically to lightly go over your car after you've washed and decontaminated. So every 6 months or so, you can give it a little refresh there. You can use it for an interior cleaner, and it's going to last a long time. So don't worry about it. You'll have other cars coming into your life.
Tom asks, are you still planning on carrying Renaissance on your website? That's the microfiber detergent?
Yes, if they can keep it in stock, we'll have it on our website.
Pop wants to know, why you mad at 15 millimeter machines?
Not mad. It's just they're not as efficient. They don't work as well. The longer the stroke, the faster it's going to work, and also the better finish you're going to get. So to me, a 15 millimeter machine is just wasting my time.
How does Envy differ from ceramic gloss? That's a Vinny Egg question.
Just about everything. Just everything you liked in ceramic gloss, you'll prefer in Envy. A lot of people had a hesitation. It's like, oh, I really like ceramic gloss. Then they try Envy and they forget ceramic gloss.
Unfortunately, that's true because ceramic gloss was my baby, but Envy is that good. 23 Do the Dude says, how is the DIY 1 year coating that you're coming out with going to be different than Pan's 1 year spray coating?
As far as I know, his isn't a graphene based coating.
Someone wanted to know, they walked away. Can you repeat the top down, bottom up wash process conversation that we just had?
Yeah, always start from the top down. The reason you're doing that, if you're going from the bottom up, you have more potential of having grit at the bottom of the vehicle, and you don't want to drag that up with your wash media up on the side of the vehicle and potentially cause a scratch.
All right. Decent asparagus. Can I pour the whole ready to use bottle of All Clean into my IK foamer?
Yes.
Talented68 says, how would you suggest people use All Clean?
We have a great video on that, but basically in the foamer it's where it's at its best. So the All Clean, put in an IK foamer and enjoy. But you can use All Clean for many, many different things. It's a bug remover, it's a wheel cleaner, it's a tire cleaner, it's an engine cleaner, it's an interior cleaner at 60 to 1, 30 to 1 at the most. But everything else is 15 to 1 dilution. You can
All
even
right.
use it as a high pH pre-spray if that's your thing.
V Cameron says, what wheel acid do you recommend if it's needed?
So the one from Detail Co.
Excellent. Excellent. Have you ever, what is it? Ragnarok from Detail
Yeah.
Co. Henry Hernandez says, have you ever used a clay bar since you started using the clay towel? Did you try to compare the results?
I've used them to test and always go back to the clay towel.
Adventures 101. What do you recommend for using to clean the interior of my windshield? No matter what I use, it seems to be streaky and shiny. So far, no matter what I try, I just can't get them clean. Thank you.
That's probably caused by the off-gassing from the plastics and the dash, and you might want to try our panel prep.
Yeah, I'll use like a magic eraser, which
Yeah.
use at your own risk, but I'll use that with rinseless wash or crystal clear glass cleaner. And then so that'll be like my knockdown process, and then I might use panel prep with Nick's favorite glass towel if I'm still getting streaks. But
Yeah.
usually the magic eraser works pretty good. I don't always use the magic eraser. I used to always use it. Now it's only if why isn't this working? So, and then you even mentioned if things are really bad and you can't figure it out, you could actually hand polish with a little gold standard polish first.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Definitely. Yeah.
Can you use app as an interior cleaner?
Yeah,
Robert
you can.
Clark says.
Yeah. Basically, you'd use it like you do on the outside. So on plastic door panels, things like that, I wouldn't want to use it on the leather because of the slight abrasive that's in it. But on plastic door panels, on windows, yes, you can use app.
Ben and Beta, what are you most excited about for the new year? What are you most proud of from this one?
Most excited for next year, I'd say the coatings, and pride for this year would be envy.
Yeah.
How about you, Nick?
For the new year, I'm most excited about like just seeing how we grow as a company, because we're a few years old now, so we're kind of out of startup mode, and we're kind of So I'm just like fascinated to see like how we grow as a company. I'm very excited for like our 1 year spray coating too, and then proud of from this year. I think it was like the perfectly safe brush. We worked really hard to like come out with this innovative product and launch it, and I can't believe we just keep selling out of it. I just was like, it's a brush, like I don't know. For years people have been asking you, can you put a rinseless wash sponge on a stick, and
Yeah.
you've been working on this behind the scenes, and I don't know, just like a really cool rollout. So yeah. What's your favorite part of the car to clean? Interior, wheels? What do you have the highest specialty in? That's from Dan.
For me, it's the paint. So that's
Yeah,
that's what I enjoy the most.
I enjoy cleaning paint the most. I'm probably best at cloth upholstery cleaning, but best means like it takes me a long time. But like if you wanted me to dial it in, I could. But yeah. And then just like a nice thank you from FDNY Rob. Just thank you, Nick and Ivan, for all your teachings on detailing. Or Ivan and Nick, sorry. Happy holidays to you and your families. You as well, Rob. Really appreciate you. Let's maybe end with this one because this catches us up to 3:02 p.m. and then we
Yep.
can end the stream. But what's a good pre-watch if you would have to pick one? Maybe your top three.
Incredible Suds, Rinseless Wash, and All Clean if you really need to go that far.
Incredible Suds is more fun. Rinseless Wash is just such an amazing product, so versatile. What am I reaching for? Rinseless Wash. I just want ease of,
Yeah.
I want convenience. I want efficiency. As much as I say I like to waste product and spend lots of time. When it comes to me at home getting her done, I just love a good rinseless wash, Ivan. Man, happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody. 20% off at DIY Detail. Go get
Until
yourself.
the end of the year. Yeah.
So explain that more, Ivan.
So until December 31st midnight, when the ball drops in New York City, well, 20% off site wide. You can only use the code once though, so make sure that you're getting everything you want and need.
Thanks everyone for a wonderful 2025. Have the merriest of Christmases. We have more videos coming up. Obviously, our videos premiere on Sundays and Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. We're releasing shorts every day. But I don't know. Do people want more live streams? Let us know in the comments, because we do a live stream occasionally, but it is really fun to just get on here and riff with everybody and answer your questions.
Yeah, and if we missed any questions, put them in the comments below. In the comments, we answer every comment on YouTube, so it will get answered.
Elliot says the code. What's the code? The code is thanks. Just use the word thanks,
Yeah.
and you'll save 20% off
Yeah.
at DIYdetail.com. And that's because we're just saying thank you to you. It's been a great year, and we appreciate you. We
Very
ready,
good.
Ivan?
Yep. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.
See you, everybody.